Guys, what is good and what is going on, Ohio State Buckeye Nation? Your boy BLSG back at it once again, ladies and gentlemen, for another Ohio State Buckeyes live play-by-play and reaction. That's right, ladies and gents. We are back for another live play-by-play and reaction for our Ohio State Buckeyes here on this Saturday afternoon, on the first Saturday of October, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at it once again with another Big Ten matchup for you guys here this afternoon as we have the unranked Iowa Hawkeyes coming into Ohio Stadium to take on the third-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Let's get it on. Appreciate everybody that's pulling up into the stream. Shout out to everyone that's coming in. Appreciate everybody that's coming through and tapping in already early on in this game. Let's get to the chat here before we get started. My guy Vic3, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through, Vic3. Been a minute since you've been in the chat, good sir, but appreciate you for stopping back through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, Vic. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. Guys, as you guys are coming on in here, hit the like button if you guys have not done so. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And be sure to share out this stream so we can bring more viewers up in the chat. These have been getting a lot of views recently and have gotten a lot of attention. So let's keep it up going into this game. Star Wars 99, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Says, let's go Phillies. Yes, sir. The Phillies are on too. But listen, we got business to do here with Ohio State. I get it. We got the Phillies on in a little bit. But we got some business to take care of with these Iowa Hawkeyes in Ohio Stadium. But Star Wars 99, my guy, appreciate you for coming through, tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. And guys, throughout the course of the Ohio State game, for all my Phillies fans out there, because I am also a Phillies fan, all Philly sports fan over here. For my Phillies fans out there, we will give you guys score updates throughout the Ohio State game, kind of just like whenever we're on commercial, once the Ohio State game begins. So we will give you guys updates along the way. There's 7 minutes to Phillies kickoff. NLDS. Yes, sir. You already know. My guy, Eagles, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Says BL gave you a like. Hey, my guy, appreciate it. My guy, appreciate you for coming through, tuning in. Appreciate you for coming through the stream, Eagles. Much love and support to you, good sir. Phillies versus Mets today. Can't wait. Yes, sir. You already know. We're on the mountain about to cook. Yes, sir. Let's go. Man, and of course, when you once say that you support the Phillies, the next thing you got to do is support Iowa. At the end of the day, it's all love, my guy. At the end of the day, you didn't want to see Ohio State win. What do you know? It is what it is. Says I was going to cook Ohio State. I hope not. I mean, I'll just say something a little bit here. MC, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through as well. Says let's go Buckeyes and Phillies. Yes, sir, MC. You already know what it is. Buckeyes and Phillies both need to get wins today to continue our Saturday and get it going in the right direction. Hit the like button if you have not done so, MC. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. Let's go. All right, now what I wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly go ahead and move my Henderson jersey to the right. If you guys did not see, I do now have my first Ohio State or just all-around first college jersey for college football. My guy, TreVeyon Henderson, my favorite player on the team. Pretty much with what he does with off-the-field stuff. If you guys have seen TreVeyon Henderson's off-the-field stuff on social media, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about for the reason why this guy is my favorite player on Ohio State's roster. I love TreVeyon Henderson. Nothing against Ohio State. It's just I'm a Penn State fan. Of course. Got the Penn State fan club on in here. Here we go. Got the Penn State fan club in here. Eagles, I'm just joking with you, my guy. Hey, man, still appreciate you for coming through, tuning in. And I know we did not get this stream started at around the time that we wanted to. But, ladies and gents, we did have some technical difficulties earlier on. So that's why me being on the camera, you guys didn't get to see me actually on the camera earlier. So we are here now. We did have a little bit of technical difficulties with some internet issues here. So hopefully the internet holds up. That'd be great if it could. That'd be great if the internet could hold up and hold its own. But yeah, we shall see what happens throughout this game, ladies and gentlemen. Says Eagles, me too. Hey, shout out to everyone that's up in here. Says, let's go Penn State. Of course, Y'all had to beat UCLA. When y'all play us, though, Eagles and Stars 99, when your Penn State and Indy Lions play us, it's going to be a completely different ball game. Like, what you did on UCLA, I'm sorry, but that's not going to be enough to beat Ohio State. Like, you better bring your A game, and James Franklin better wake up because he's in for a rude awakening when Ohio State comes into Happy Valley, which Ohio State will be turning into the Sad Valley once they get into Penn State. But ladies and gents, I wanted to discuss this game a little bit just before the game gets underway here. I wanted to just go ahead and discuss this. But if you guys refer back to when I predicted Ohio State's schedule, I said that this is going to be one of the games where Ohio State has a trap game involved against Iowa. And I didn't say anything about their offense, although when it comes to Big Ten opponents, Iowa's quarterback, Cade McNamara, when he was at Michigan, is the only quarterback in the Big Ten to get a win against Ohio State. But that was when he was at Michigan. At Iowa is kind of a little bit of a different story. But at the end of the day, be on the lookout for Cade McNamara. But the reason why I say that this is a big-time trap game is that every single year, no matter who's on the field, who Iowa has on defense, no matter how many losses they have on the team, they will always find a way to have one of the best defenses in the country. And when you look at the stats too, ladies and gentlemen, it really does show at the end of the day when it's all said and done. It definitely shows when you 100% look at the stats. So when you look at the stats for Iowa defensively, I'm telling you guys, Iowa does have one of the best defenses in the country every single season. So I will not be surprised if Ohio State does not put up that many points against this Iowa team. But whatever points Ohio State can put up, hopefully will be enough to beat the Iowa Hawkeyes. And shocker, what do you know? We got the Penn State fan club. We got the Penn State fan club on in here. We got Eagles. We got Vic. Hey, still a lot of respect to y'all, man. Mr. Sanchez tomorrow. Yes, sir. Let's go. Great weather for a football game in Columbus, Ohio. 78 degrees and sunny in Columbus. This game about set to get underway. Looks like Ohio State won the toss, and I think they deferred it. So Iowa will start out. Iowa will start out with the football, and we will get our first look at Cade McNamara this season in an Iowa Hawkeyes uniform. This game about set to get underway here. Jaden Fielding just about set to kick this one away. And of course, let me have all the Penn State fans invade my chat. I mean, that's fine. He says that's right how we invade, and we are Penn State. Let's go Penn State chant. Go Penn State PSU. Yeah. All y'all talk about is how y'all beat UCLA rather. So congratulations. That another team that's not ranked that y'all beat a good ranked team, and then come talk to me. As the game is getting underway, Jaden Fielding sends the kick down into the end zone. It will be a touchback as we are underway from Columbus. And the Iowa Hawkeyes, led by their quarterback, Cade McNamara, will start out with the football. Cade McNamara for the Iowa Hawkeyes is a graduate transfer from Michigan. In his career, he is a 20-5 record as a starter, 7-2 at Iowa. Plenty more statistics to go with, but is a true veteran of the game at the collegiate level. And we'll look to show that here with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa will seek their first road win against a top 5 team since 2009 when they played Penn State. First and 10 for the Hawkeyes from their own 25. McNamara hands it off to the running back, and it's only going to be a gain of about 4 yards, and it'll be a 2nd down and 6 coming up here for Iowa. So it looks like that is going to be number 2, the true junior, Caleb Johnson, with the carry for 4 yards, so it'll be a 2nd down and 6. Here we go, 2nd down and 6 here for the Hawkeyes. Cade McNamara set to go under center with the receiver in motion. McNamara still waiting. The receiver goes from the left side, now back to the right. McNamara hands it off to the running back, and he is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Led by Tyleek Williams and that Ohio State defensive line, and Iowa right back to where they started at the line of scrimmage, setting up 3rd down and 6. Ever since Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, came in for Ohio State, he has made this defense considered to be one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best in all of college football. And they show you on some early plays here from Iowa, especially considering the run game. Here we go, 3rd down and 6 with McNamara in shotgun. Receiver motioning from the right side to the left. McNamara takes a snap, looking, fires down the middle. It is caught by the receiver. And it's going to be a 1st down here for the Hawkeyes. That is going to be number 15. That's going to be the true freshman, Reese Vander Zee. And Denzel Burke just did not pay attention to his man whatsoever, making the linebacker room have to go after the intended receiver, the true freshman at that in Vander Zee. So it'll be a 1st down 10 here for the Hawkeyes and a fresh set of downs. Sitting at the 40. At their own 40-yard line. Here we go, 1st and 10. Receiver motioning from the right side to the left. Now in the backfield. McNamara hands it off to the running back. I do believe this is going to be Caleb Johnson with the carry, only with about a gain of 2 yards. So a 2nd down 8 coming up, and that was Caleb Johnson on the carry. Ohio State's defense has been all around very dominant so far this season. Ohio State also rocking the gray uniforms in this game at home. Iowa rocking their white jerseys with the yellow pants. Most average running yards per game this season. Caleb Johnson ranks 2nd in all of college football, but shot behind Ashton Jeanty of Boise State and just ahead of Kyle Monangai of Rutgers. McNamara takes a snap, fakes the handoff, fires down the right side. It's caught by the tight end, but absolutely denied on the play by the Alabama transfer and the sophomore at that, Caleb freaking Downs. That's what I'm talking about. He went with a little sidearm action like Pat Mahomes, but Caleb Downs says, no, sir, sit down. Great pressure by the edge rusher at that in Mr. Jack Sawyer, coming from the right side of the offensive line to hitting Cade McNamara, but McNamara just barely getting the ball out before Sawyer has a chance to make a play. 3rd down 9 coming up here for the Hawkeyes. McNamara set to go in shotgun with the running back to the left side. Caleb Johnson, I do believe. McNamara takes a snap, looking, dancing, evades the pocket, looking. The pass rush still can't get to him. Fires down the field. It is incomplete. Number 21, the intended receiver and the true senior, Caden Wetjen, but he cannot catch the pass from Cade McNamara, and the Iowa Hawkeyes will have to punt the football. It was a little bit short regardless coming from the Michigan transfer and Cade McNamara. The pass was just a little bit short. Still great pocket awareness at the end of the day as he escapes a phenomenal Buckeyes pass rush. But it will still, regardless, force the Iowa Hawkeyes to have to run the football. Punting the football here for the Iowa Hawkeyes is Reese Dakin, the true freshman. And the punt will go down inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line, as that is where the Ohio State Buckeyes will start their first offensive drive. With 11:17 remaining here in the first quarter, Ohio State and Iowa are tied. Iowa with 0 points, and Ohio State's offense coming up on the field. Let's go. This is real talk, though. Our offense needs to get it together. Tell me about it, Vic. Y'all were struggling early. I mean, I'm just saying. Y'all were struggling early against UCLA, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that y'all were struggling early against UCLA. Y'all are struggling to UCLA early on when they have their backup quarterback in the game. I mean, I get it. He's been pretty solid, low-key, but he ain't no Ethan Garbers. I'm sorry. PSU, we 5-0. Ohio State 4-0, about to be 4-1. Stop it, Eagles. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You can't take 2 quarters to get the offense going. Hey, welcome to the world of the Philadelphia Eagles, Vic. Thank you. Welcome to the world of the Philadelphia Eagles. They take forever to get their offense going. Welcome to the Eagles world. PSU Good Kansas City today also. Yeah, go Royals, beat up those Yankees. Absolutely. Pick six incoming. Hey, I hope a pick six comes in for Ohio State's defense, not Ohio State's offense. Right, Serber calls us underdogs. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens in that Phillies game. Again, we will keep you guys posted on the Phillies game as we go along with the Ohio State game. We will keep you guys posted on the Phillies score as well. That's what we do here on the channel. If we got to run a little bit of double duty, we will. If we got to run a little bit of double duty here on the channel, we will. Who cares? We are here for the content. We're here for everything, man. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Good start for this Ohio State defense, though. It's what I like to see. Stand all around dominant. Sure, gave up a couple plays to Iowa early on, but especially in the pass game. But overall, at the end of the day, Ohio State's defense still able to hold the Hawkeyes to a punt. And now the offense will step onto the field, led by the quarterback and Kansas State quarterback transfer, Will Howard. But Cade McNamara goes into the tent after the hit by Sawyer. Oh, this could be interesting. Oh, we might see the backup quarterback, who I do believe is the Northwestern transfer, Brendan Sullivan. I do believe he is the backup quarterback for Iowa if McNamara cannot get back in this game. But yeah, Sawyer got him hard. Looks like McNamara's okay, so he's going to stay. Looks like he's going to stay in that quarterback, but now the offense will come on here for Ohio State. Howard takes the snap, hands it off to the running back. I do believe it's Henderson with the carry, the first carry of the game, and Henderson will take it for about 4 to 5 yards. And it'll be kind of like a second down and mid here for Ohio State. As we look at quarterback Will Howard, who's a graduate transfer from Kansas State, 48 career passing touchdowns for a school record at K-State, as well as being a Big 12 champion in 2022 with K-State. As Howard with the ball on the second play of the drive for Ohio State is caught by Abuka down the right sideline, but he will be short of the first down marker by about 2 yards. It'll be a third down and short coming up here for the Buckeyes. We get a look at the Ohio State starting offensive unit. Overall, as a whole, one of the best offenses in the country, as well as you can definitely see, especially with an offense that consists of Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins in the backfield. There is really no way of telling who is RB1 and RB2. So far, it's looked like Judkins, but Travion Henderson says, I'm still here. I'm still here to prove myself as RB1. As he picks up the first down on a third down and short. Great blocking by this Ohio State offensive line between Tegra Chabola, number 77, and Josh Fryer, number 70, giving a nice big gap to Travion Henderson, and there will be a fresh set of downs here for the Buckeyes. Will Howard sending Travion Henderson in motion, I do believe, if that is not Quinshon Judkins. Howard hands it off. This is going to be Henderson, I do believe, once again. It's kind of hard to tell these jersey numbers with these gray jerseys on, but that was Travion Henderson on the carry for a short gain of about 2 or 3. Second down and 8 coming up here for the Bucks. As the clock continues to wind down, they get a look at Iowa's defense. Again, one of the best in the country. Will Howard with the receiver in motion, takes a snap, fires on the right side, caught. Henderson out of the backfield, and he's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. So Travion Henderson not going anywhere outside of maybe a yard. Third down 7 coming up here for the Buckeyes. Henderson tried to look for a block off of his buddy, number 88, G. Scott Jr., but just ran right into a wall of yellow and white in that Iowa defense. Third down and 7 here for the Bucks. Howard taking the snap from Seth McLaughlin. Looking, dancing, firing down the left side. It is caught. A tough catch made right there. And that was a little hard to tell on the jersey number. I think that was Bryson Rogers, number 13. I think he's a little short of the marker. But a tough catch in double coverage by Bryson Rogers. They said, do you believe that was the receiver for Ohio State? Number 13 for the Buckeyes. But 4th down and 1, Ohio State should go for this. But Ohio State's going to take this to a review. This might be a waste of a challenge by Ryan Day. I don't know what he's doing. He did not pick up the first. The ball is ahead of the first down marker. What a waste of a challenge from Ryan Day early on. Ooh, maybe he did. Hold up. I don't know. He might have actually got that. Did he get the ball across? He actually might have got the ball across. I'm not even going to lie to you. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, actually. Like, seriously. I really don't know if he got that ball across. If he got the ball across, it's a first down. I mean, I'm going to respect it both ways. I mean, it's a really close call. Oh, you might have got it. I still can't tell. It's really hard to tell. I'd be fine with whatever the call is, honestly. Here's the call. He did get it. Okay. So the call is overturned. Ryan Day is going to win the challenge. And it is a first down for the Buckeyes. Bryson Rogers with the reception here for Ohio State. And somehow in the world, after double coverage, got the first down. The 1st and 10 here for the Buckeyes with the running clock. Ohio State currently at their own 43-yard line. Howard set to take the snap. Hands it off. Henderson down the right side. Or rather, excuse me, that is Quinshon Judkins. And Judkins with the solid first carry here as he enters the game here, replacing Travion Henderson in that backfield. Again, that right side of the offensive line between Tegra Chabot and Josh Fryer, as well as the center at that, Seth McLaughlin, is still one of the best units on the offensive line in all of college football. Like, it is so good. They're so good together. Here we go. Howard takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires down the right side, caught by the tight end. Looks like it's going to be the Ohio Bobcat transfer, Will Merrick, picking up the first down here for the Bucks. If y'all know Will Howard at Kansas State, he loves using his tight ends. If y'all will know that, if y'all know how, or when Will Howard was with Ben Sinnott, before Ben Sinnott got drafted by the Washington Commanders, Will Howard loved using his tight ends. So he's got to get those tight ends involved early, but get used to the wide receiver room. Howard takes a snap, pitches it out to Judkins down the left side, trying to find a gap, finds a gap. But he's going to be a little bit short of the first down, but a great all-around run by the Ole Miss transfer once again in Quinshon Judkins. Howard with the HB toss, and Judkins just finding a hole. You got to love that about Quinshon Judkins. Him and Henderson together is probably just like unfair at this point. As we see Chip Kelly up in the booth area, in his respectable spot. We'll see Jim Knowles in his area probably in a little bit as Howard takes a snap, fires on the left side, once again caught on the sideline here. It's Emeka Egbuka, the slot receiver, picking up the first down for the Bucks. Great route right there by Emeka Egbuka. Looks like he ran a little bit of a hitch route right there. Came back for the ball, went out of bounds. Great clock management here by the Buckeyes. But another first down here for Ohio State. Howard with an empty backfield takes a snap. Looking, dancing, rolling to the left. Gonna run. Howard gets hit as he goes down. Might be a little shocked that they did not throw a flag for that. But Will Howard doing a great job evading the pocket on a completely new diet from what he was at Kansas State. And Will Howard looks more mobile than he's ever been. Will Howard so far 5 of 5 for 32 yards on the opening drive for the Bucks. Howard set to go inside the 20, hands it off. And the running back here, I do believe that is Judkins, is not going anywhere, as the O-line could not hold their own on that play. And Judkins will not get a single yard, and it'll be a 3rd down 3 coming up for the Bucks offense. Come on. Let's go. 3rd down 3 coming up here for the Buckeyes offense. Will Howard sending the receiver in motion from the left side to the right. Howard in shotgun with the running back in the backfield. Howard takes a snap, hands it off. Looks like this is Henderson. I do believe it's Henderson. No, it's Judkins, actually. Again, it's a little tough to tell with these gray uniforms, the jersey numbers for the Buckeyes. It's a little tough to tell. But it is Judkins with the carry, and he'll pick up the 1st down. Great blocking by this offensive line. G. Scott Jr. helping out as well, the tight end number 88 for Ohio State, giving a little bit of assistance on the left side. Here we go. Howard once again with, I do believe, Judkins in the backfield. Rather, that might have been Henderson, but Howard firing down the right side. It is caught. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Emeka Egbuka. And Ohio State getting going early. What a throw by Will Howard to fit it in a tight window. What a throw by Will Howard. Faking the handoff, throwing it to the end zone. Great throw from Will Howard, the Kansas State transfer, to Emeka Egbuka. Great play. Jaden Fielding set to kick the extra point. Kick is up. The kick is good. And Ohio State is up 7-0 on the Iowa Hawkeyes early on with 3:41 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Great throw again by Will Howard, throwing it to Emeka Egbuka. The touchdown is good, and Ohio State starting fast here on this Iowa Hawkeyes defense. And great start, by the way, by Will Howard himself as well. Not turning the ball over, taking care of the ball, reading the defense, doing a phenomenal job. Beautiful, Will Howard. I love it. I'm loving it, Will Howard. Let's go, baby. Come on. I'm loving it right now. Let's go. Great start to this game for the Buckeyes offense. I love it. Let's get to the chat here real quick before the game comes back on. It's good that the Eagles had the bye. Absolutely. You know, get healthy, get everybody back. AJ, Devontae, Lane Johnson, get everybody back healthy. And hopefully you can get some going coming out of the bye week next Sunday. Will Devontae Smith be back? I think everyone's going to be back, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I really hope Devontae Smith is back. I mean, he did not get put on IR. So he should be back, if not by next Sunday, then the following Sunday, we should see Devontae Smith back for the team. But we shall see. Joe Musgrove has to get Tommy John surgery. Hey, prayers up for Joe Musgrove, man. For real. Never wish an injury on any player by any means, but that's just going to hurt the rotation for the Padres. That's just going to hurt. Again, great start to the game here for Will Howard. 6 of 6, 46 yards and a touchdown on the opening drive. Trayvon Henderson, 3 carries for 18 yards. Quinshon Judkins with 4 carries for 17 yards. Emeka Egbuka, the team's leading receiver with 3 receptions, 26 yards, and a touchdown. We got to get those outside receivers involved. I am not 100% sure if Carnell Tate is playing in this game, but if he's not, Bryson Rogers is going to get a lot more opportunities today. I don't know if Carnell Tate is playing or not. I didn't see if he's playing or not. If I'm being completely honest, I did not see if he's playing. But great start early on for the Buckeyes. Great start for them. Jaden Fielding set to kick it away. Jaden Field kicks it away for the upcoming Iowa Hawkeyes' second drive of the game here offensively. And once again, Cade McNamara will step out onto the field. Yeah, is Carnell Tate even playing today? They're saying Carnell Tate is available, so either Carnell Tate might be on a snap count, or he's just going to kind of rotate in with Bryson Rogers on the outside. Here we go here for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 1st and 10 from the 25. McNamara with the pitch out to the running back once again. And Johnson's going to get about a gain of 4 yards. Going to be a 2nd down, 6 coming up. But the injury report does say that Carnell Tate is available. Looks like he might just rotate in with Bryson Rogers if possible. Here we go. 2nd down, 6 here coming up for the Hawkeyes. From their own 29-yard line, they have to get to their own 35-yard line for a 1st down. McNamara takes the snap, goes on play action, fires it down the right side, caught by the receiver, and gets absolutely demolished by Caleb Downs behind the line of scrimmage. Again, the Alabama transfer making plays out here early on for Ohio State. When Ohio State needs someone else to step up in that secondary, let Caleb Downs go out there and be the guy for you. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, what are they looking at? Oh, please. No late fit out of bounds. That was clean. Stop it. Stop it. Sit down. 3rd down and 8 here for the Hawkeyes here. From their own 27-yard line after the 2-yard loss. McNamara takes the snap, fires down the middle of the field, caught by the receiver, number 5 again here for the Hawkeyes. And that's actually going to be the redshirt junior transfer, Jacob Gill, picking up the 1st down. And when Iowa needed a spark, that's what they needed right there. But you cannot let a veteran quarterback like Cade McNamara get that much time to throw the football. Even if you hit him as hard as you do, you cannot give that man that much time to throw the football out there. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the 1st quarter. Iowa at about midfield. McNamara hands it off to Caleb Johnson again. And he will not get much on the carry. Or rather, that was not Caleb Johnson. Rather, that was Jazion Patterson, the redshirt sophomore here for the Iowa Hawkeyes. That was Jazion Patterson with the carry here for the Hawkeyes, and he remains in the game. McNamara motioning the receiver from the right side to the left. McNamara takes a snap, looking, fires on the right side, caught again. That is going to be Patterson. Patterson is going to be short of the 1st down, but it'll be a 3rd down short coming up here for the Hawkeyes. Again, like I said, if you are a member of that Ohio State pass rush, you cannot give Cade McNamara too much time to throw the football. He's a true veteran of the game. You got to respect it at the end of the day, but you cannot give Cade McNamara a lot of time to throw the football. He's a true veteran of the game. I respect it still, though. Here we go here for the Hawkeyes as they have entered Ohio State territory. From the Buckeyes 44, McNamara takes a snap, fires on the right side. It is caught once again. That's Jacob Gill picking up the first down for the Hawkeyes. And this might close. This might have the first quarter come to a close here. And Iowa will look for some momentum early on. Probably to start out the second quarter because I'm assuming they're going to run out the clock in the first quarter. Lathan Ransom with the tackle, by the way. And that is how the first quarter, ladies and gents, comes to a close with the Ohio State Buckeyes up 7-0 over the Iowa Hawkeyes. But Iowa going down the field so far and executing plays perfectly on this drive. Can Ohio State's defense answer and get a stop on the Iowa Hawkeyes offense? It is Ohio State 7, Iowa 0 as we head off to the second quarter here. 15 minutes down. But yeah, guys, like I said, I need this Ohio State defense to pick it up a little bit. You already know Iowa's going to make adjustments on offense when they have a veteran quarterback in Cade McNamara leading the charge. I didn't see that Ohio State defense be a little bit better. You got to get to Cade McNamara. You got to sack the quarterback. Got to get to the quarterback, man. Let's go. Leading tackler for Ohio State's defense is actually number 58, Ty Hamilton, which low-key, ladies and gentlemen, Ty Hamilton has probably been having the best season of his career as a member of the Buckeyes. He's been having a really good season. And for Iowa, Deshaun Lee being the team's leader in tackles, 3 total tackles, 2 solo tackles for Deshaun Lee, and then 3 total tackles for Ty Hamilton. But those two leading the charge here for their respectable defenses here. I gotta see this defense wake up a little bit. And Ohio State only had 1 drive, to be fair, so I can't say anything about the offense. But the defense just needs to step it up here. Like, you did great on the first drive defensively against Iowa's offense, led by Cade McNamara. But you have to do that multiple times in order to have a chance of winning this game. You have to do it consecutive times, ladies and gentlemen. You have to do it consistently. And so far, you're letting Cade McNamara get all the time in the world that he needs to throw the football. You cannot let Cade McNamara get all that time to throw the football. You really can't. And for all my Phillies fans out there, the Phillies game is pretty much just getting underway here in the top of the first. This Phillies game is just getting underway, pretty much so. Again, we will keep you guys posted with the Phillies game as well as the Ohio State game. First and 10 here for the Hawkeyes as the second quarter begins. Caleb Johnson runs into a wall of scarlet and gray. The scarlet and gray great wall of Ohio State's defense. Cade McNamara with the handoff to Caleb Johnson, and he is going nowhere whatsoever. Tyleik Williams again Another player that's low-key been having a really good season has been Tyreek Williams. Him and Ty Hamilton have both really stepped up for this team over the course of their careers. 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Hawkeyes. McNamara takes a snap, fires on the left side. It is caught by the tight end, number 85 at that. That's going to be Luke Lakey. If I'm pronouncing that right, Lakey. However you pronounce his name. Picks up probably about 5 yards on the play. Be probably about 3rd down and 5 coming up here for the Hawkeyes. A good tackle though in the secondary by Cody Simon for the linebacker room. It'll actually be a 3rd down and 4 coming up here for the Hawkeyes. Ohio State's defense looking to get off the field and get a stop. They need to get to Cade McNamara. McNamara takes a snap. Looking. Fires on the left side. Caught by the running back again. It is going to be stopped short of the line to gain. Caleb Johnson just slipped on the turf. And this probably could be a field goal coming here for the Hawkeyes on special teams. This very well could be a field goal. And Caleb Johnson, the true junior, is very frustrated that he did not pick up the 1st down and get his traction back. Drew Stevens coming on at kicker for the Hawkeyes. So far 6 of 6 on the year. 46 being his longest field goal that he's had. And this kick for Iowa is no good and shanked to the left. Drew Stevens pulls it to the left side, and Iowa will come away with 0 points on the drive. That is massive for this defense. That is massive. It looked good to start, but it just barely missed the upright. Again, his longest was 46 coming into this game, and he shanks it to the left by just this much. But it is no good, and Ohio State's defense gets bailed out on the drive after what should be 7-3. Ohio State is still staying at 7-0. Come on, let's go. Take advantage of that, Buckeyes. Let's go. Let's go up by 2 scores here. If you guys are looking to find a way to watch this game, you can simply either look up the Ohio State game on YouTube or on TV. You can find it on CBS if you guys are looking for the Ohio State game. Cody Simon has also been another player to step up for this Ohio State defense. He's been a leader of that, another one of those leaders on that defense. He's been another one of those players that have just been really good this year for Jim Knowles' defense. I mean, there's a reason why Ohio State has one of the best defenses in the country. I mean, Jim Knowles completely turned it around. Jim Knowles completely turned it around for that Ohio State defense. He absolutely did. But yeah, Jim Knowles absolutely turned it around for that Ohio State defense. 100%. As for the Phillies side, great start for Zach Wheeler as that game is going towards the bottom of the first. Great start for Zach Wheeler. Pitched the first inning. 2 out of 3 outs in that inning were strikeouts by Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler facing his former team for the first time in the playoffs for this season. Kodai Senga's the starting pitcher for the New York Mets. He'll probably get a type of like bullpen workload, probably just go an inning. They're going to be then relying on Tyler McGill and David Peterson to take over for the pitching of the Mets. As the game is back on here for Ohio State and Howard hands it off, this is going to be Henderson on the carry. And Henderson will pick up what looks to be about 4 yards on the play. It'll probably be around a 2nd down 6 coming up here for the Buckeyes on offense. After the defense gets bailed after Iowa misses a field goal, it'll be a 2nd down and 5 for Ohio State, still remaining 7-0. Howard bring the receiver in motion. Howard takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, fires on the right side, called. Wide open is Abuka, and Abuka picks up the 1st down here for the Bucks. Great job by the veteran receiver getting open, setting up Will Howard. And then once again for Ohio State, picking up that 1st down. That's what you love to see out of a guy like Will Howard connecting to his receivers like Emeka Abuka. Come on, we got to see Jeremiah Smith get involved here a little bit. Let's go. I got to see Jeremiah Smith getting involved with this offense too. Come on. As Howard takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires down the middle of the field. It's caught by Brandon Innes, who enters the game, but only gets a gain of 2 yards on what looked like a simple dump-off pass, but Will Howard at the end of the day just had to get rid of it. Still a great catch, though, by Brandon Innes, just could not make up a lot of yards after the catch. 2nd down 8 coming up here for the Buckeyes. Brandon Innes still remaining in this game. Will Howard so far 8 of 8 for 60 yards and a touchdown. Takes a snap. Running with it is Howard. Howard down the left side cannot go anywhere, and he is frustrated after that run. Could not get the blocks he wanted and kind of just slipped on the play. And again, Will Howard just very frustrated after that run. Something that you cannot see out of your quarterback is bad body language. Just like mental stuff in the mental game, you cannot have bad body language out of your quarterback because your quarterback is the main leader of the entire offense, no matter how good or bad they are. There are 3 of 3 though on 3rd down as Howard takes a snap, fires down the middle of the field, caught. It's going to be Abuka, who's going to be a little bit short of the 1st down. It's going to be 4th down for the Buckeyes. And what will they elect to do against this tough Iowa defense? What will Ohio State do here against this Iowa defense, who is, again, one of the best in the country? It looks like they are going to go for it. They're going to go for this on 4th down and 2. What will they do? Will Howard with an empty backfield takes a snap. Quarterback keeper tries to find a hole. Can he get there? I think he's short. And that is a yes, a turnover on downs, unfortunately for Ohio State. And Iowa's defense will get off the field, and it will still remain 7-0 unless we got a second look. Howard did not get it. He's going to be short by about a yard. Hand off to your running backs. You got 2 of them. You got 2 RB1s on this team. Why aren't you using them? That's Ryan Day's fault right there. We blame that on Ryan Day. Why don't you have a running back in the game right there on a 4th down and short? You got 2 RB1s on this team. That's a mistake right there. I don't know what Ryan Day's thinking, honestly. Like, what are you doing, Ryan Day? You have 2 RB1s on your team in Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. And what do? I get it. Will Howard's been doing better in terms of, like, his diet, his athleticism. He's done much better. But at the end of the day, dude, you just can't do that. You got 2 RB1s in the backfield. If you're going to go for it and run the football, you run it with one of those 2 guys. You don't run it with Will Howard. I'm sorry. You don't run it with Will Howard. Like, I'm sorry. I got nothing against Will Howard when it comes to running the football. It's just that in a situation like that, when it's 4th down and 2 against one of the best defenses in the country, you got to either just punt it away or run the ball with your running back. whichever one it is at this point. You have to do one or the other. You can't run the ball with your quarterback. It can't be a quarterback keeper. Just to also give you guys a quick update on the Phillies game, the Philadelphia Phillies lead the New York Mets in Game 1 of the National League Division Series by a score of 1-0. And the home run came thanks to the leadoff man himself, Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber with the leadoff home run here for the Philadelphia Phillies to put them up 1-0 early on. Reason why they call it Red October, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Again, Cade McNamara, true veteran of the game at the collegiate level. Again, he's the only active Big Ten quarterback with a win over Ohio State with the Michigan Wolverines in 2021. First in tenure for the Hawkeyes. McNamara rather hands it off to Caleb Johnson, and Caleb Johnson's not going anywhere. Maybe a yard, but that is it. This defense here for Ohio State is just denying it all. Here we go, 2nd down and 9 coming up here for the Hawkeyes. Set to go from their own 42-yard line. McNamara under center. Takes a snap, loses the ball. And they will get right back on top of it, but that'll be a loss of about 2 yards on the play. Picked up by the tight end here in number 88, who they do not show on the roster. Actually, they do. It's the fullback at that, the graduate transfer, Hayden Large, the starting fullback, picking it up. But they had that ball on the ground, and the fullback picks it up in Hayden Large, the graduate transfer here for Iowa on offense. But Iowa's set to go here on 3rd down and 11. What can they make up here to get some of those yards back? McNamara takes a snap, fires on the right side, caught. Does he have the first down, or is he a little bit short? I can't tell. I'm not sure if he has the first or not. I mean, he did come back for the football, but was it enough? It is going to be a 4th down and 1 here for Iowa. Will they go for it and try to get the first down against this Ohio State defense? Iowa, however, when it comes to 4th down conversions overall in the season, Iowa is 0 for 3. This will be their 4th attempt on the season, unless they elect to punt the football. And we shall see what they do, as they are going to take this to commercial break, with about 7.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Ohio State still remaining up 7-0 against the Iowa Hawkeyes here. Again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I was not going to be shocked if, for the sake of Ohio State, this was going to be a high-scoring game. I was not going to be shocked whatsoever. Also, guys, shout out to everyone that's been supporting the channel, man. Much love to every single one of you that have been supporting for the longest time. These numbers have been going up really good recently, so shout out to everybody that's been supporting this channel. Appreciate all y'all, man, for real. Just much love and appreciate y'all for the support y'all been bringing to this channel. It has been great recently. Especially between like September and October, you guys have been absolutely killing it. So shout out to every single one of y'all. And again, the receiver looks like he is again going to be short of the first down. Again, a great tackle made by Denzel Burke. Should be 4th down and 1, and it is going to stand that way. It's just, what are they going to do here on 4th down and 1? Looks like they're going to punt it, actually. They're scared of this Ohio State defense, man. I'm telling you. They are scared of this Ohio State defense. Yep, they're going to punt it away. Gotta love it. Let's go. But they fake it. Oh, man, they faked it right there. Oh, snap. They faked the punt, ran the football. Initially, it is a 1st down, but I think they called a timeout before the ball was snapped. Oh, boy. Oh, man. And they just had it as a direct snap up the middle. Was the timeout called before the play was snapped? Oh, that might have been a mistake. They got the timeout in before they snapped the ball. That was a mistake, dude. Oh, man. They would have had the 1st down right there. Snap. They would have had the 1st down right there, dude. Oh, my gosh. Dude, they would have had the 1st down. That was a mistake by their coach. Oh, man. Oh, my. Oh, that's going to hurt on the film, dude. Taking the timeout when they had the 1st down. They literally had it right there. Had it right in their lap. Oh, dude. That is going to hurt Iowa. Once they watch the film, oh, that is going to hurt, dude. Oh, my gosh. They had the 1st down. They had the play designed beautifully. They had that play designed to perfection. And what happens? Your coach decides to call a timeout. I love it. The opposing team making a mistake. I love it. Let's go. Well, this Ohio State offense will look to pick up right where it left off, and we'll hope to take a 2-score lead. Will Howard's still perfect so far for the Buckeyes. 9 of 9 for 64 yards and a touchdown so far. Still need to kind of get this offense going. Like, seriously. Running game hasn't really been all that special. The pass game, I mean, Abuka's been good, but outside of that, nothing special. None of the outside receivers are getting involved, Ryan Day. You got Jeremiah Smith. You probably have Cornell Tate, I'm assuming. I mean, they do say Cornell Tate is active and he is available. Got to use him a little bit. Got to use him and Jeremiah Smith a little bit. Come on. Let's go. You got to use your outside receivers a little bit more. And I'm talking about your starters. Thank you very much. One of the Phillies after the first inning. Yes, sir. Now we're talking. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, guys, good start for the Phillies so far. Of 1-0 over the Mets. Let's go. Here we go. Ohio State set to go for the next offensive drive. Inside the 30 they are at about the 28-yard line of their own territory. Howard set to take the snap. Hands it off. This is going to be Henderson breaking loose. Travion Henderson, or actually, rather, this is Quinshon Judkins, the Ole Miss transfer, finding a burst of speed and picking up that first down for the Buckeyes. After it looked like Quinshon Judkins was just going to get a couple, he stiff arms the man and says, "Sit down, little boy, you're too small. And I'm running this and taking it for more than just a couple yards." Making Iowa's defense look silly. Will Howard ready to take the snap from their own 49. Takes a snap, fires on the left side, caught. It's going to be Jeremiah Smith who gets involved early on, loses the ball. But it's going to be picked up. A little tough to tell here, and Iowa's got it. Jeremiah Smith looked like he had a phenomenal play here. And he had it designed perfectly, set for the screen pass. Took the ball, and the ball was just ripped right there. Donovan Jackson went to go after it, but could not get on top of the football. That is a great punch out by Iowa. Got to give credit where credit's due. I wish that ball went out of bounds. That way Ohio State would have kept the football right there. But Iowa's defense, again, making a play. What did I say at the beginning of the game, ladies and gentlemen? What did I say before this game started? What did I say? Don't be surprised if Ohio State does not put up that many points on Iowa as they do with every other team. This is one of those games that are just going to get very scrappy and might get a little sloppy. But at the end of the day, man, can't blame like a guy like Will Howard for that one. Jeremiah Smith, dude, you got to hold on to the football, though. I get it. It's your first reception of the game in the second quarter. But that's no excuse to not hold on to the football. Your former 5-star recruit, Jeremiah Smith, hang on to the football. You should know what you're doing around here. You're not going to be the most perfect product of all time, but you can't fumble the football when the team is counting on you to do so. The team is literally counting on you to hold on to the football and get all the yards. Oh, man. Jeremiah Smith. Why you gotta fumble the football, dude? Come on. Get it together here. But yeah, guys, Ohio State looking to pick things up here. Like that, dude, you just gotta be better than that. You can't fumble the football. I get you're up against one of the best defenses in the country, but you are a 5-star recruit. There's no excuse to not fumble the football. There's no excuse to be fumbling the football as a 5-star recruit. Yeah, show that you're a 5-star recruit and have that ball security. You know this Iowa defense is coming with everything they got in their bag. As McNamara handing it off to Caleb Johnson down the left side. About a gain of what looks to be about 5 yards here in the second down and 5 coming up for the Hawkeyes, just about. Caden McNamara has been showing why he's been a true veteran of the game, making plays, but getting hit constantly. And he has just been taking shots from this Ohio State defense. But he has made himself known to be a veteran presence of the college football world. McNamara set to go. Pitches it out. Back to McNamara on a flea flicker. Fires on the left side. Incomplete. The intended receiver in once again. Jacob Gill getting locked down. I do believe that was Jordan Hancock making the play and being the guy in coverage. I do believe that was indeed Jordan Hancock. Again, it's a little tough to tell with how bright the sun is. And just with these jerseys, the scarlet and gray jerseys for Ohio State as well. It's a little bit tough to tell with these jersey numbers. So if I'm a little slow with these jersey numbers, guys, my apologies. Third down and 5. McNamara firing down the middle of the field. It's caught again. Picked up by number 15. That's going to be Reese Vander Zee, the true freshman, once again. There'll be another first down here for the Iowa Hawkeyes and a fresh set of downs coming up. And Igbinosun, this guy always getting cooked in coverage every single time. He thought he had the outside receiver, but had to go onto the inside. And again, another shot taken towards Cade McNamara by this Ohio State defense. McNamara with the handoff to the running back, number 9, Jazion Patterson. Going to get a gain of a couple yards here. Kind of like a second down and mid here coming up here for Iowa. Inside 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Ohio State only up 7-0 against the Iowa Hawkeyes right now. Ohio State's defense will look to make a play here and keep it 7-0 if they can get a stop on this offense. McNamara bringing the receiver in motion. Takes the snap. Looking. Dancing. Firing on the left side. Incomplete. Number 87 here. That would be Addison Ostrenga being the intended receiver. Having the pass get broken up. It'll be a third down coming up here for this Iowa Hawkeyes offense. But McNamara just barely again got that ball out of his hands before the pocket started to close. Third down 6 coming up. What can Iowa do? They're so far 2 of 3 today on third down. McNamara brings the receiver in motion. Takes a snap. Looking. Dancing. Here comes the blitz. Firing down the left side. Incomplete. Broken up here by this defense. That is Lathan Ransom. With the coverage on the tight end, once again, Ostrenga being the intended receiver. And this will be another punt here coming from this Iowa Hawkeyes special teams. Great play in the secondary thanks to Lathan Ransom. Great blitz, by the way, by Caleb Downs, the Alabama transfer, putting pressure on McNamara. McNamara's getting that ball out, though. Got to get there faster. Got to have him lose some yards, and the punt is away. Should go out of bounds. It's going to go into the end zone. It will be a touchback, and Ohio State should start about their own 20, if not their own 25-yard line. Ohio State's defense playing great. The offense, not so much. Can the offense change it here on this drive and go up by hopefully what will be 2 touchdowns? We shall see, as it once again remains 7-0 favoring the hometown team in the Ohio State Buckeyes. Will Howard also off to a great start in this game, 10 of 10 with the touchdown with an 87 yards. Will Howard set to take the snap. Ohio State starting on their own 20. Takes the snap. On play action. Fires on the middle of the field. It is broken up, incomplete. Tried getting it to Emeka Egbuka, but the pass gets batted down incomplete thanks to this Iowa Hawkeyes secondary. And Will Howard has got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. He has got to be careful. Cannot make a mistake. Against one of the best defenses in the country, you cannot make a mistake right there. 2nd down 10 coming up here for the Buckeyes. Again, the Buckeyes stand at their own 20-yard line. Howard takes a snap. Hands it off. This is going to be Judkins into the secondary and past the first down marker, and will in fact pick up the first down here for the Bucks. Donovan Jackson and Josh Simmons leading the charge on the left side of the offensive line, giving Judkins that hole and picking up that first down. The Ole Miss transfer making the most of it. 6 carries for 51 yards for the Ole Miss transfer. Howard takes the snap, hands it off on the jet sweep to Jeremiah Smith, who will run out of bounds and will pick up another first down for the Buckeyes. Let's go, Jeremiah Smith. Let's pick it up after that fumble, all right? Come on. Let's go. Pick it up after that fumble, Jeremiah Smith. Let's go. Come on. If he can't be as effective in the receiving game, he can be effective in the run game. 98 rushing yards already for Ohio State. 22 for Iowa. Howard with an empty backfield with the receiver in motion. Fires on the left side. Caught by Judkins, and he will take a seat. Number 29 comes in for this Hawkeye secondary. And that is going to be the graduate, Sebastian Castro, who is actually going to be the slot guy. But Sebastian Castro making a play here for this Iowa defense, resulting in a 2nd down and 12. Will Howard's only thrown 1 incomplete pass, and that was the intended pass for Emeka Egbuka. But outside of that, Will Howard has been pretty good in this game. Howard takes a snap, runs with the football down the right side. Taking it is Howard, nearly for a first down. Might come up about a yard short, but please, Ryan Day, run the football. Let's go. You got 2 RB1s in the backfield. Do not run it with Will Howard unless they are whipping out the Eagles' brotherly shove quarterback sneak. Never mind. They have a first down. I will take it. As we have hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half, Ohio State still up 7-0 over the Iowa Hawkeyes, but are running down the field right now as they will look to go up 14-0 over the Iowa Hawkeyes and make it a 2-score game, as they will also receive the second half kickoff as well. So if they get a touchdown right here, they are in pretty good position to hopefully take over this game. As for the Phillies side, it looks like Kodai Senga is still pitching here for the Mets. They did not clear, or I should say, Mets manager Carlos Mendoza did not clarify how long Kodai Senga would go. But I mean, maybe they're giving him the workload of somewhat like a starting pitcher, maybe like a Ranger Suarez type of role. Kind of at times gets limited with his pitches. Maybe about 80, 70, something like that. So far, though, for the New York Mets, they have yet to get a hit off of Zach Wheeler as of right now. Zach Wheeler doing very well in the game for the Phillies so far. Two and 2/3 innings so far. One walk given up. That one walk was given up to by the designated hitter Jesse Winker, and 4 strikeouts for Zach Wheeler. Let's go. The Phillies also need to start racking up some hits, though. Kyle Schwarber's got the team's only hit as of right now in this game. I mean, Will Howard's been doing solid. You know, a lot of short completions at the end of the day. But the best part about Will Howard, unlike what he has done the past couple weeks against Michigan State and Marshall, the one thing that I can appreciate about Will Howard in this game, so far in the first half, he has not turned the ball over. That is the one thing you have got to appreciate about Will Howard. Kind of a game-managing quarterback like what Kyle McCord was at Ohio State. But he kind of improves it, takes his steps, and does his job. And at times he can just rely on the run game of Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson. Here we go. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Howard takes a snap. Looking, firing on the right side, caught by Abuka for a short gain of about 2 yards. And 2nd down 8 coming up here for the Buckeyes. Again, a lot of short completions here from Will Howard early on in this game, especially in this first half. But I mean, can you really blame him, though, when he's facing off against one of the best defenses in the country? Every year Iowa is going to remain that way until at some point they fall apart, which is pretty much never going to happen at this point. But what will Will Howard and this offense do here on 2nd down? Howard takes a snap. Looking, firing on the right side, taking a deep shot for Jeremiah Smith. Is getting grabbed, but it's going to be incomplete. A little bit of an overthrow right there from Will Howard. With 1:47 remaining, it will be a 3rd down 8 coming up here for the Buckeyes. As Jeremiah Smith has not had the half he was looking for. He has been trying to be effective in this Ohio State offense, and so far has not been able to do so, including that one fumble that he had earlier in the game. After that one reception, and then a couple rushing yards on top of that. But outside of that, he has not been living up to the hype in this game as one of the team's top wide receivers. 3rd down and 8. Howard takes a snap. Looking. Fires down the right side. Is incomplete. Not even close to Brandon Innes, the intended receiver. And another incompletion for Will Howard. Getting a little sloppy out there. And we have 4th down and 8. And the Buckeyes will have to punt the football away. But Brandon Innes just gets caught in a jam against the DB here for the Iowa Hawkeyes. But this will be a punt coming from Ohio State in the first time, and the first one for Ohio State that we will see today. Joe McGuire, the team's starting punter, set to kick it down. First punt today for Ohio State. McGuire kicks it away. Traveling pretty good. Downside the 10. And that is where the Iowa offense will start and will once again look to go ahead and tie this game up going into halftime, in which Ohio State, once again, ladies and gentlemen, will receive the second half kickoff. But this first half as well, ladies and gentlemen, has been moving pretty fast because no penalties for either team today so far in this first half. But now they'll probably jinx them and they'll probably get a lot of penalties before the end of the first half here. I mean, now that just bringing up that graphic, like, really? Really? And again, like I said before, Ohio State will receive the second half kickoff. So pretty much really important that Iowa does score here, but they are not starting in the best field position that they wanted to, as they are starting from their own 7-yard line. McNamara set to go. And this offense as well. A lot of blockers out there. Takes a snap. Hands off to the running back, who is stuffed about 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And you can thank none other than Sonny Styles for coming in and making that play for this Ohio State defense for a loss of 2. And they will go back to about their own 5-yard line. And a timeout is called. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Hold them back. Come on. Just a quick commercial break, about a 30-second timeout, I do believe is what it was. I just need to see a bit more from Will Howard in this second half. Like, seriously. You can't just have the short completions all the time, but I get it. You don't want to take that many deep shots against one of the best defenses in the country in the Iowa Hawkeyes. I completely understand it, but take some, like, intermediate throws, you know? You don't have to take the long ball. Just take some intermediate throws or just whatever works. As, again, another run play here for Iowa. That's going to be number 9, just Jazian Patterson with the carry, and he is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and a timeout called by the Buckeyes. Let's go. Come on. Send them packing. Let's go. Send them packing here. Come on. This defense in this first half has looked absolutely phenomenal. All around, they have been holding Iowa to just 88 yards of total offense in the first half as of right now. Running back Caleb Johnson, the starter, averages 171.3 yards per game, and today only has 16. But when you go up against an Ohio State defense, you better come to play. They're down 12 coming up here for the Hawkeyes. McNamara set to go. Takes a snap in shotgun. Finding the left side, caught. Caleb Johnson looking for something and gets absolutely, well, only gets a gain of about 3, but does not pick up the first down, and will once again be another punt here for the Iowa Hawkeyes, as another great tackle made by number 6, Sonny Styles, for this Ohio State defense. About a gain of 4 right there on the play. Ohio State takes their final timeout, surprisingly. So I'm not sure if they're trying to go for a touchdown here, get up 2 scores, and then receive the second half kickoff, or what they're trying to do. It really did look like they do want the ball back, though. So maybe with the minute 21 remaining, they try to get down the field and make something happen. We'll see what they do here on this next offensive drive. See if this offense can step it up a little bit, because they really do need to find a way to get things going. They have not gotten much of anything going against this Iowa defense. This has been an all-around very defensive game. Kick is away here from Dakin. And Brandon Anderson will call for the fair catch. And Ohio State in great field positioning here. And will start from their own 45-yard line. Let's go. Come on. Again, I'm not asking for the deep throws, Will Howard. I'm asking for a couple intermediate passes. You know what I'm saying? You can't just get the short ones all the time because eventually Iowa's going to have that mastered down. They're going to have that written down in the book that Ohio State quarterback loves short plays. They're going to have that written down for notes in the second half. Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Buckeyes. From about their own 45-yard line. We'll look to hopefully score and go up by 2 touchdowns here. Howard takes a snap. Fires on the right side. Caught by Henderson. Only for a gain of a couple. And again, Ohio State just continuing to run checkdowns, which I have no idea why we're running checkdowns, Ryan Day. We're running a lot of checkdowns right now. Field goal target line for Ohio State is at about the 33. They're currently at their own 46-yard line after a 2-yard gain by Henderson. I mean, again, Will Howard also not wanting to turn the ball over on his part. Takes the snap on 2nd and 8. Fires down the field. It is going to be intercepted. And just as I start talking about the turnovers, Will Howard picks it and throws an interception. Just as I start talking about the turnovers. That's been a problem for Will Howard over the course of the last 2 games. And against this Iowa defense, he makes it a 3rd consecutive game with an interception. He tried to look for Emeka Egbuka, but underthrows him. Egbuka tried fighting for the football, but just could not get the ball in his hands. And Will Howard is again frustrated with another interception here. Will Howard has not wanted the first half that he was looking for. 2 turnovers by Ohio State's offense. One because of Jeremiah Smith fumbling the football, and the second one because of Will Howard throwing an interception. I mean, that's just a bad play at the end of the day. 1st and 10 coming up here for Iowa as they get set to go the other way. McNamara takes a snap, fires on the right side. It is incomplete. Davison Igbinosun with the play. Thank you, Igbinosun, for finally doing something. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Igbinosun's alive. Look at this. And he's working against the freshman receiver right there. Working against the freshman and Reese Vander Zee. Sends him to work. 55 seconds remain here in the first half. Iowa again with the football. Working at their own 38-yard line. 2nd down and 10. McNamara takes the snap. Looking. Dancing. And is dumped for a sack. Jack Sawyer coming away with the sack here for the Buckeyes, and it's 3rd down. I thought it was Caden Curry. My bad. It was Jack Sawyer making the play. One of the best edge rushers in the country working against that offensive line. He actually got tripped up originally, though, by number 44, JT Tuamoloau. But then Jack Sawyer says, I'll just finish the rest. 3rd down and 15. That was the first quarterback sack by either team today. Both quarterbacks have been doing a great job of getting the ball out of their hands, making sure not to take any costly sacks. As Caleb Johnson now with the football only gets a couple yards on the carry, and that will conclude the first half here in I would say a very sloppy first half for the Ohio State offense, but it's been the same way for Iowa's offense as well. It's been a very defensive first half. Ohio State will look to wake it up here in the second half as they only lead 7-0 over the Iowa Hawkeyes. And ladies and gents, on that note, we have approached halftime. Did I not say this was going to be the case? Did I not say it was going to be the case that Ohio State would have one of these types of games at some point throughout the season, and that being against a team like Iowa? Did I not say this game was going to be a trap game? Did I not say it? They're not saying, flashing back to my record prediction. Watch out for a team like Iowa to be a trap game for Ohio State. Watch out. But the offense has a lot of adjustments to make, for sure. Especially Will Howard. Like, you can't turn the ball over. Like, can't turn the ball over. You got to be better with your completions, like where they are across the field. Short completions, intermediate completions, long completions. I need to see some more intermediate completions though from Will Howard, but Will Howard's thrown at least one interception in each of his last 3 games, which is not good, especially against 3 consecutive unranked teams in the country. One against Marshall, one against Michigan State, and now one against Iowa. I get it. I get one against Iowa, but really, you throw an interception against Michigan State and you throw an interception against Marshall, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, outside of that, Will Howard has done a solid job, and we will get into the stats right now, starting on the Iowa Hawkeyes side. In terms of the passing from Cade McNamara, an okay first half from Cade McNamara, not turning the ball over, but not doing anything special, really. So far, just 11 of 16 for 72 yards coming from Cade McNamara. Going to the run game, Caleb Johnson with 8 carries for 19 yards. Jazian Patterson, number 9, the backup running back, with 4 carries for 6 yards on the ground. And then Cade McNamara with a carry for -5 yards. As for the receiving group, the true freshman Reese Vander Zee with 2 receptions for 25 yards. Jacob Gill with 3 receptions for 24 yards. Jared Bowie with a reception for 10 yards. Luke Lakey with 2 receptions for 5 yards. Same thing for Caleb Johnson in the receiving game. And then Jazian Patterson also adding a reception for 3 yards on the receiving game as well. Iowa also with the fumble recovery here in this game, thanks to number 34, Jay Higgins. Jay Higgins with the fumble here picked up. And now just going to the defense overall as a whole, Jay Higgins has been a monster on defense in terms of tackling, though, for this Iowa defense. 8 total tackles, 3 solo tackles. Quinn Schulte with 5 total tackles, 3 solo tackles. Jamari Harris with 3 total tackles, 2 solo tackles. Same thing for Deshaun Lee. Aaron Graves with 2 total tackles and 2 solo tackles at that. Sebastian Castro with 2 total tackles, 1 solo tackle, a tackle for loss, and did have the interception off of Will Howard. Nick Jackson and Kyler Fisher with 2 total tackles, 1 solo tackle. Xavier Nwankpa with 2 total tackles, no solo tackles though. Yaya Black with 1 total tackle, no solo tackles. And then Deontay Craig with 1 total tackle, no solo tackles as well. Again, Sebastian Castro came away with the interception off of Will Howard. Nothing statistically on special teams to report on in terms of kick returns and punt returns. In terms of the kicking, though, Drew Stevens 0 for 1 after missing a field goal wide to the left to get on the board. And again, this Ohio State's defense has been playing their butts off. And as for the punting, Reese Dakin with 4 punts today for 64 yards, or not 64, for 164 yards, 1 touchback, and 1 punt inside the 20, and his longest going 49 yards. Now over to the Ohio State side now. Will Howard not with the best of starts in the first half, but will look to pick it up in the second half here. 13 of 17 for 89 yards, as well as a touchdown and an interception. Quinshon Judkins in the running game, being the lead rusher with 6 carries for 51 yards. Travion Henderson following up with 4 carries for 23 yards. Will Howard adding 4 carries for 22 yards. And Jeremiah Smith also adding a carry for 14 yards. Over to the receiving game, Emeka Egbuka, 6 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith with a reception for 23 yards. Will Merrick with a reception for 12 yards. Bryson Rogers with a reception for 8 yards. Brandon Innes with a reception for 2 yards. Travion Henderson with 2 receptions for 2 yards. And then Quinshon Judkins with a reception for -2 yards. Of course, we did see that Jeremiah Smith did have that fumble lost and recovered by number 34, Jay Higgins, like I discussed earlier. As for the defense, Cody Simon leading all tacklers and actually is tied in total tackles with Sonny Styles. They actually have the same amount of tackles right now. 6 total tackles, 3 solo tackles. But Sonny Styles so far in this game with 1 tackle for loss. Ty Hamilton with 3 total tackles and no solo tackles. Tyleik Williams, Davison Igbinosun, and Arvell Reese each with 2 total tackles and 1 solo tackle. And then Jack Sawyer and Emeka Egbuka after that interception by Will Howard with 1 total tackle and 1 solo tackle. And that's how the stats end for the receiving game. Not the receiving game, the defense rather, I should say. Going over to the special teams now in terms of the kicking. Jaden Fielding only with 1 point with that 1 extra point that he had off the touchdown from Will Howard to Emeka Egbuka. And then Joe McGuire with only 1 punt in this game for 34 yards. And that 1 punt did end up going inside the 20-yard line. Now over to the team stats here between Ohio State and Iowa. Ohio State with more first downs than Iowa in this game so far, 11-4. Ohio State is 3 of 5 here on third down compared to Iowa being 4 of 10 on third down. Iowa has yet to go for a 4th down today so far. Ohio State is 0 for 1 on 4th down. Ohio State with 199 total yards to Iowa's 90. In terms of the passing, like we said, 89 passing yards from Will Howard to 72 from Cade McNamara. In terms of the running game, 110 total rushing yards for the Buckeyes compared to Iowa's 18, who has not been able to run the ball on this Ohio State defense whatsoever. And in terms of penalties, no penalties across the board for Ohio State or Iowa at that. However, the turnovers have just been getting to Ohio State. They had that 1 turnover where Jeremiah Smith fumbled the football, and then the interception by Will Howard for 2 total turnovers on the day. And then Iowa with no turnovers throughout the game. And then time of possession has been fairly even amongst the two teams. Iowa has held on to the ball for 14 minutes and 33 seconds, while Ohio State has held on to the ball for 14 minutes and 27 seconds. And ladies and gents, that is how the first half stats will come to an end here. We will go ahead and say what's up again to the chat because I know we got a lot of people up on in here. Again, shout out to everybody for coming through. Again, the support to the channel has been absolutely great. Jay Pink, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. This YouTube creator, JG9 says hello. Hey, appreciate you for coming through. We got a lot of people up in here. Got Jay Pink, Gold Steel TV, Kevin Wynn, Roll Tide 99, Neil Tucker, Michael Hodo Official, Neil Tucker, Kings Country 24, Red Rhino 49. We got everybody up in here. Again, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everyone that's up in here. And for the people that don't know, these types of raids where you get a lot of people up in the chat, they're good. They just help out your views. So it's, again, greatly appreciated with whatever they're commenting, and it's perfectly fine. SG Sports Talk, what's going on, my guy? If I have not said so already, appreciate you coming through. Says, go Iowa. Of course he says go Iowa because he is a troll in the chat, but hey, we respect all the fans that come up in here. No matter what team you're a fan of, we welcome you all in here. As long as nobody's spamming or showing any disrespect in the chat whatsoever, we welcome anybody that comes up into the chat. Says George Kittle played for Iowa. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. SG Sports Talk. Hit the like button if you haven't done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. Shout out to the raid that we had earlier on, by the way. Shout out to everyone that came through. Again, y'all help out the views a lot, and it's greatly appreciated at the end of the day when it's all said and done. But ladies and gents, on that note, we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break here like we always do. A good majority of y'all should know how this works, but for those of you who do not know how it works already or have been living under a rock for the longest time right now, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and pretty self-explanatory. Go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half of this game between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Ohio State Buckeyes. And ladies and gents, on that note, I will see y'all back here for the second half. All right, guys, we are back, ready to go here for the second half of this one between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Ohio State Buckeyes here. We're about ready to go here for the second half, and Ohio State will start with the ball for the second half, just so you guys know. And the second half between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Ohio State Buckeyes is officially underway, and they will actually return this one for the first time today. It's going to be Brandon Inniss with the return, and he will not get a lot out of that with the Iowa special teams coming in hot as we get this second half underway here. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. But this Ohio State offense will look to step up in the second half. Will Howard's mainly been the leader for this offense, but has turned the ball over. Quinshon Judkins been the leading rusher, and Mecca Buka's been the leading receiver. But this offense all around needs to step up in the second half. As Howard hands it off, it's going to be Judkins with the carry to start the second half. And it's a good first down carry here for Quinshon Judkins to get the first drive of the second half started. Second down 3 here coming up for the Buckeyes offense. A gain of 7 on first down here for Ohio State's offense on the first play. Howard set to go, takes a snap, hands it off again to Judkins, who will pick up the first down. A tough run right there from Quinshon Judkins to pick up the first down here for the Buckeyes offense. Buckeyes offense looking to step up here. And they really need to step up desperately. The defense is playing lights out right now for Ohio State. They're playing their butts off right now. It's just that Ohio State's offense really needs to get things going here to take over this game. Howard takes a snap, hands it off again. Looks like this is Judkins again, breaking tackles. Maybe got a gain of about 3 yards before getting pushed backwards. They'll say it's a gain of 4, and it'll be a second down and 6. And as you can clearly see, it has not been great for this Ohio State offense. Will Howard completed his first 10 passes of the game. Ever since that point, he has been 3 of 7. As one of the statistics they show on the screen. Howard taking the snap. The quarterback keeper for Howard. Can he get the first down? I think he's going to be a little bit short. But this should be a pickup right here on third down and inches, as Ohio State will look to pick up the first down here and keep the drive going with a fresh set of downs. Still a good carry right there for Will Howard, but it'll be a third down and 1. Howard, the handoff. No, faking the handoff and picking up that first down. They all thought Judkins was going to run it up the middle, and they were going to deny it. But Will Howard says, nah, I'm going to take it myself. Says, I know where y'all are going. Y'all going to stuff my running back? Fine, I'm going to take it myself. And pick up the first down with my legs. Fresh set of downs here coming up for the Buckeyes. Controlling the clock on this drive nicely. What can they do here? Howard takes the snap, looking, dancing, has to get the ball out of his hands, and does so. Finds Ibuka. Ibuka's going to be a little short of that first down marker, but Ohio State's still driving with the football right now, taking it down the field, trying to find Iowa Hawkeye territory. Second down and 1 coming up here for the Buckeyes on the opening drive of the second half. Second down and 1. Howard now overall in the game, 14 of 18 for 98 yards with a touchdown and an interception. Howard Taking the handoff. Rolling to the right. Dancing. Gonna run, and that is a mistake by Will Howard, who loses a lot of yards on the play. How many yards is he going to lose? It was a 2nd down and 1, and that is a terrible play call. Run forward, Will Howard. Don't be running backwards like that. You got a receiver wide open. I do believe that was Ibuka, and he probably would have had a touchdown if they would just handed it off. That's a 5-yard loss for Will Howard in the run game. Will Howard set to go. Takes a snap. Looking. Dancing with the clean pocket, firing down the field, going deep, finds his man Jeremiah Smith, and the freshman makes a play early on in the 2nd half. Jeremiah Smith needing to step up, and that was a great opportunity for him to do so as he makes the most of it and gets deep in Iowa Hawkeye territory. Down inside the 5 goes the true freshman Jeremiah Smith. Could have made it all the way for the touchdown, but he gets caught up to by number 30 of this Iowa Hawkeye secondary. Number 30 in the secondary being Quinn Schulte, however you pronounce his name. Anyway, 1st and goal here for the Buckeyes, down inside the 5. Howard set to go. Takes a snap. Fires towards the end zone down the left side, and is caught by Jeremiah Smith with one hand. It makes it look easy. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Jeremiah Smith, the true freshman, stepping up in the 2nd half mightily with back-to-back receptions. One for a massive gain down inside the 5, and one for a touchdown. That's what I'm talking about. Made that look easy with one hand. So give me the football and get off me. Man, he just said, I'm going to shove him out. I'm going to shove you out of the way. Sit down. Kick for Jaden Fielding is up, and the kick is good. Great opening drive into the 2nd half for Ohio State. They go on what looks to be about a 5.5-minute drive, just about. But Jeremiah Smith, paying attention to the matchup on the bottom of your screen, with the receiver in motion, just beats the DB on a little bit of a route towards the sideline. And Jeremiah Smith says, I got to step up. Give me the football. Put it in my hands. I'll treat myself like a wide receiver number 1 out here, and I'll do my job nicely. Great way to step up for Jeremiah Smith. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need right there. Now you're speaking my language. Come on, let's go. Go, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Jeremiah Smith stepping up when he needed to. I love it. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to listen to that call that I had about that Jeremiah Smith touchdown. Man, that was beautiful. That was just a phenomenal play right there by Jeremiah Smith. There's a reason why he's one of the top recruits in the country. Even if he's not playing at his best, he will find ways to step up for you. Ohio State freshman records here. Jeremiah Smith is chasing history against Chris Carter back in 1984, about 4 decades ago. Trying to chase some history here and statistically be the best freshman wide receiver that Ohio State has ever had, as he's trying to chase some of Chris Carter's records. Come on, let's go. Go, come on. That's what I'm talking about. Stepping up when you need to. That's a grown man in Jeremiah Smith catching that football. Showing why he was pretty much the top recruit in the class of 2024. Here we go. The kick is away with over 9.5 minutes left. Iowa will return this one, and an absolute smash play here from this Ohio State special teams as the returner gets crunched on the play. Jeremiah Smith making one-handed catches look so easy. Whipping out that prime Odell Beckham Jr. effect. Making one-handed catches look so easy. Here's my hand. Feed me the football. I got it. Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Hawkeyes. McNamara takes a snap, looking, and is dropped for a loss, and the ball is loose and picked up by the Ohio State defense. Boy, they're playing lights out. Oh my goodness. This defense knows how to play some freaking college football. Second defensive fumble recovered this season for Ohio State's defense. Take a look at the replay here. Looks like Sawyer found his way around the offensive line. Yeah, finds his way to come back, punches the ball out, and is picked up. I do believe it is C.J. Hicks with the recovery here for the Ohio State defense. Setting up this offense beautifully to hopefully take over this football game. If not C.J. Hicks, then it was Cody Simon, as he does have the football in his hand, so it might have been recovered by Cody Simon, actually, instead of C.J. Hicks. Again, it's a little hard to tell who's who with these scarlet and gray jerseys that the Ohio State Buckeyes have. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Howard taking the snap. Hands it off. Henderson, the run. Can only get a gain of about 4 yards, but that is all Henderson will get on this carry on 1st down and 10. So 2nd down and 6 coming up here for the Buckeyes with just over 9 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Will Ohio State look to Jeremiah Smith again? 3 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown. A good majority of those numbers coming in the second half. Someone like Jeremiah Smith knows how to step up at just the age of 18 years old, just as old as me. Howard with the handoff to Henderson, and Henderson will make it inside the 5, but will not make it all the way to the end zone. Will this be another run play for Travion Henderson, or will we see Quinshon Judkins? Or will we even see a passing touchdown again from Will Howard? Or will we even see Will Howard take it? We don't know. They have so many options to choose. But Henderson with a beautiful carry down inside the 5 to set up Ohio State on 1st and goal. No rushing touchdowns allowed by the Iowa defense all season long. Ohio State looking to change that as Howard keeps it. Howard getting the edge, and the touchdown for the Buckeyes. Will Howard on the quarterback keeper off the read option. When he needs to step up in the second half, he's there, makes the play, and puts Ohio State up by 3 touchdowns with less than 8 minutes to play in the 3rd. We can thank the defense for that one after the forced fumble and recovery. Setting up the offense perfectly. And again, the job done. Will Howard on the read option, making it look easy. Says, get out of my way to the defender and give me the pylon, give me the touchdown. Kick for Jaden Fielding is up, and the kick is good for the extra point. And just like that, ladies and gents, bada bing, bada boom. Ohio State, from being up 7-0 at halftime in just a span of about 7 minutes, are now up 21-0 over the Iowa Hawkeyes here in the second half. My guy, Andre, it's been a minute, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through, tuning in. Says Jeremiah Himothy Smith. Absolutely. He literally made the DB look so small. He said, I'll just put one hand up and I'll still get the football. Reason why he was the #1 recruiting prospect and he went to a really good school that might be wide receiver university. But hey, Andre, appreciate you for coming through, tuning in, my guy. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Andre, appreciate you for coming through the stream. Says, bro, this dude's just insane. You already know. To Speed Judkins, hey, whatever has to work for this Ohio State offense needs to work for this Ohio State offense. If it's not the pass game, it's the run game. If it's not the run game, it's the pass game. It's a little like pick and choose. There are too many options for this for every defense and offense to work with for any opposing team. The heck, it's like the box score just like disappeared or something. On the ESPN scoreboard, guys, I'm not seeing the box score right now. Like, seriously. Like, why don't we have an available box score right now? Like, what are we doing? Where's the Jeremiah Smith jersey at PLSG? Hey, Andre, you got to understand, my guy. Trayvon Henderson, as much as I love Jeremiah Smith, don't get me wrong, as much as I love Jeremiah Smith on the team, Trayvon Henderson is my favorite player on Ohio State. So I had to go ahead and get myself a Trayvon Henderson jersey. If you see what Trayvon Henderson does outside of playing football for Ohio State, you will understand why he's my favorite player on the team. You will completely understand. He'll be in the NFL in no time? Absolutely. All right, now, where in the world did this box score go? This is ridiculous. The box score just went off into outer space. Like, what? Oh, my gosh. The box score just went off into outer space. Am I going to have to pull up the Google? Am I really going to have to pull up the Google box score? Are you kidding me right now? All right, guys. Looks like we might be using the Google scoreboard here, which will not show the defensive numbers, unlike ESPN. As the opening play here on this drive for Iowa results in a couple yards for a loss, as Caleb Johnson gets absolutely stuffed by a bunch of scarlet and gray jerseys. As soon as McNamara took the snap, no freaking chance. Just no chance on the play. 2nd down and 12. Two-yard loss on the opening carry from Caleb Johnson. McNamara fires down the right side. It's caught by number 15 here. That's Reese Vander Zee. And he will get a couple yards here on the reception, but it'll still be about a 3rd down long coming up here for Iowa. 3rd down, 8 to be exact. Here we go. 3rd down, 8 with less than 7 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Iowa so far is 4 of 10 today on 3rd down. 3rd down and 8. McNamara takes the snap. Fires on the left side. It's caught. But the receiver's going to be short. No, he gets that last second burst and picks up the 1st down. That's going to be the tight end, Luke Lakey. And at the very last moment, he gets that last burst that he needed in order to get the 1st down. Looks like Cody Simon had him short by a few inches. But Luke Lakey says, nah, I'm going to go ahead and get the 1st. The extension from Luke Lakey is insane. 1st and 10 here for the Hawkeyes from their own 36-yard line. McNamara takes a snap, hands it off to Caleb Johnson, who runs with the ball down the sideline. Downs has to tackle him, and a massive burst here from the running back, Caleb Johnson. And Ohio State's defense cannot hold Caleb Johnson on this play. Missed tackle right there from what looked to be Sonny Styles, I think, in the secondary. But Caleb Downs makes the touchdown saving tackle. If it's not for Caleb Downs, the running back is gone. Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Hawkeyes at the Ohio State 36. McNamara, the handoff to Caleb Johnson, and he will lose a couple yards, if not just a yard. This will be Lathan Ransom making the play here for the Buckeyes defense. It'll be a 2nd down and 11 here coming up. Just as soon as Caleb Johnson took the handoff and ran to the great wall of Lathan Ransom, he just knew he had zero chance of making a play for positive yardage. He just knew it immediately. 2nd down and 11 here for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now at the Ohio State 37-yard line. McNamara bringing the running back in motion, takes the snap with an empty backfield, fires down the middle of the field. It's caught, and the receiver, number 85, Luke Lakey, again will pick up the 1st down. So Iowa getting a little bit of a drive going now that they have a little bit more chemistry together. They're getting a little something going. And JT Tuimoloau just let go of his man. That ball was even batted by Tyleik Williams at the line, and it was still caught by Luke Lakey. First and 10 here for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now at the Buckeyes 24-yard line. McNamara takes a snap, looking, fires on the left side, and it is intercepted. Picked up by the secondary. Davison Igbinosun down the sideline, still going, and takes it back and takes it away from Cade McNamara and this Iowa offense. And bada bing, bada boom. Ohio State's defense once again will give up 0 points to Iowa and the entire offense. Just a bad throw at the end of the day from Cade McNamara, trying to get the freshman receiver involved in Reese Vander Zee, and will not make it a possibility at another completion. The ball was even deflected at the line of scrimmage, and that gets put into the hands of Igbinosun, says, I'll take that and return it for a lot. And JT Tuimoloau also getting in the face of Cade McNamara as well. Reese Vander Zee could not get back off of his route, and that's an easy interception right there for Davison Igbinosun. Let's go. Great play from Igbinosun. I know I've been criticizing him a lot, but that was a great play. Will Howard with the ball, going to hand it off. Here we go. Quinshon Judkins, the 1st down and more for Quinshon Judkins. And we got a flag. Whoop-de-doo. What looks to be the first penalty of the day. It's going to be a holding against the offense. I literally was about to say it was going to be holding. And somebody is down as the holding call is going to be called on number 74 for the offensive line, and Donovan Jackson. And somebody is down for Iowa's defense right now. Another look at that interception. Batted at the line and then picked off by Egbenosin. But this will be an opportunity for an injury timeout here for Iowa, as they do have an injured player down on defense. Just can't wait for that Oregon game next week. I'm an Oregon fan. Hey, Andre, shout out to you. Much respect to you, my guy. Appreciate you being up in here. Loyal Oregon fan. Gotta respect it. But yeah, that's I don't care what anybody says, Andre. That's game of the year for Ohio State. That's game of the year. It's no longer Michigan. It's no longer Michigan after all the talent they lost last year. As much as they have only had one loss on the schedule, and that was only to Texas back in week 2, Ohio State against Michigan, sure, it'll still be known as the rivalry, but it won't be game of the year. It's not going to be game of the year, but it's still going to be the rivalry for sure. But also, Ohio State has no excuses to lose to Michigan again. If they lose to Michigan with this team, I'm going to lose my mind. But yeah, Andre, I absolutely agree. I cannot wait for that game next week. That is going to be, oh, man, that game is going to be fun to watch, dude. Oh, man, I can't wait to watch that game. That's going to be a fun game next week, man. That is going to be a fun game. Also, guys, just so you know in advance, we will not be streaming the Ohio State game next week as well. We will just be having, just kind of like the post-game community post. We'll just kind of be having that because we've been doing those all year for whenever I have not been able to stream the Ohio State games, whenever I have not been able to just stream the games, which has only been 2 of them, actually. We've only missed 2 games all year, surprisingly. Hopefully we can keep it going. Get an opportunity to live stream more games. So definitely going to get back to it after the Oregon game, I hope. We should be live for the Penn State game, though, the following week, because I do believe they do play Penn State after they play Oregon. Here we go. Now, first down and 20, apparently, after the holding call here on Donovan Jackson. And the entire offense changes here with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Howard with the running back in the backfield. Hands it off. This is going to be Judkins. Judkins with a gain of about 3 yards. Be second down and 17 coming up. Here we go. Less than 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Second down and 17 here for the Buckeyes. Howard takes a snap. Fires on the left side. Caught by Brandon Inniss. And it's going to be a running clock here as Brandon Inniss with a short gain off the pass from Will Howard. But again, Will Howard just trying to do his job and not be the quarterback that turns the ball over. That's the one thing that you cannot have happen out of Will Howard. You cannot see Will Howard turning the ball over anymore. Like, seriously. Here we go. Third down and 11 here for the Buckeyes. What do the Buckeyes have in the bag here on third and long? Outside 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Ohio State at the Iowa 41. Howard takes a snap. Fires down the right side. It is caught. Got to turn it upfield. Jeremiah Smith trying to make the most of it. Nearly gets the first down after the reception. He'll be a couple yards short, and they might bring on the field goal unit, actually. Do not be surprised if they bring on Jaden Fielding, but that's a great reception right there from Jeremiah Smith. Making players miss. You got to love it, man. Let's go. 4th down and 3. Will Ohio State go for it or bring on Jaden Fielding? They will elect to go for it here, surprisingly. What will they do here on 4th and 3? Howard takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires on the middle of the field, caught. Ennis, the first down. Ennis still going. Down to about the 10, about the 11-yard line. And a great play call from Chip Kelly and Ryan Day. Come on, let's go. What a play call right there from Chip Kelly. Oh my gosh. Will Howard definitely having a much better second half. I will tell you that, to say the least. Much better second half I've seen from Will Howard in this game. Howard getting set to go, less than a minute left. Hands it off. No, loses the ball, and Howard has to get right back on top of it. As him and Judkins with the miscommunication and the fumble, but still recovered by Will Howard as he gets right on top of it. Again, that's what you got to do. You got to do some of the little things. You know, whenever you got to fumble, pick up the football. They thought Judkins had it, but Will Howard had to get right back on top of it. So it's a loss of 4, 2nd down and 14. Howard, the snap, firing down the left side. It is going to be caught for the touchdown, and it's Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka with his 2nd touchdown today. And Will Howard has really picked things up here in the second half. So much better than how he was starting this game. Especially with that turnover. Will Howard has really picked things up. This is what I'm talking about. Obviously, we can't have these types of games every single game where the team starts out slow, especially the offense, but then they start to get it going. We can't have these types of games as the kick is up and the kick is good for Jaden Fielding. We can't have these types of games, but whenever it comes down to it, it's all about being clutch, and Ohio State in this second half has completely redefined that. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Yes, sir. Let me see if the ESPN box scores come back. Like, I don't even know what the heck happened to it, to be honest. Really? Still no box score available? What? That doesn't even make any sense. How do we have no box score available for the Ohio State-Iowa game? That just doesn't make any sense. Let me get the box score, please. Like, seriously. All right, guys. All right, guys. We're gonna try a different box score because apparently ESPN's box score is like down right now. I don't know why they're down so bad. Like, seriously. Okay. This box score is kind of like the one on ESPN. Y'all come to Eugene for this game too. So many great matchups. Absolutely. I do think you guys edged out because of your run game. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing I think, Andre, if I'm being completely honest, that's like the one thing it's going to come down to in this game is the running game of Ohio State with Trayvon Henderson and Quinshon Judkins versus the run defense of Oregon. Like, that's what this game is coming down to. Ohio State's rushing attack versus your run defense. That's what this game is going to come down to 100%. Will Howard overall with 4 total touchdowns on the day, 233 all-purpose yards of total offense, both rushing and receiving. or rushing and passing. I was thinking Willard as a receiver. Like, what am I doing? Jeremiah Smith with the touchdown, though, stepping up mightily in the second half. Same thing with the Mecca Abuka. Brandon Innis doing a solid job today. I mean, I'll take it for him stepping up. They said Cornell Tate was active, though, so they said he was available. But maybe they just decided to rest him. No, he's going to be important for that Oregon game next week. So maybe they just decide to rest him, let somebody else step up to the plate. And you know what? I'm perfectly fine with it. Especially with the way this game is looking right now, I'm completely fine with the way that Ryan Day said, you know what, Cornell Tate, even though if you're healthy, we're going to let you sit and rest. Which, again, I am totally fine with when it's all said and done. I am totally fine with that. Thing about this new box score that I've found, ladies and gentlemen, is that it doesn't show all the tackles or all the players on defense with the tackles right now. So I guess I'll kind of just skip over the defense when we go over the final box score. As Caleb Johnson with the carry on the opening drive gets a gain of about 4 yards, and that is how the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen, will come to a close. Ohio State up by 4 touchdowns over Iowa with the score of 28-0. All touchdowns for Ohio State. No field goals necessary from Jaden Fielding. And Ohio State, 15 minutes away from getting a win over Iowa, going into next week's matchup against the Oregon Ducks, which is potentially, ladies and gentlemen, game of the year. Let's go. And ladies and gents, I will be right back. All right, guys, I am back. Ready to go here for the start of the fourth quarter as it is just about set to get underway. Again, the Iowa Hawkeyes are going to start with the ball here. Both teams each with 2 turnovers in this game. An interception and a fumble recovered by the opposing team. For both defenses in this game so far. 2nd down 6. McNamara taking the snap. Looking. Firing down the field. Trying to find something. Was it a fumble? Looks like it was a yes. Fumble from Cade McNamara picked up by Ohio State. And Ohio State's defense is playing lights out against one of the veteran quarterbacks of the game in Cade McNamara. McNamara tried to find an option, but getting there for the defense looks like it was Ty Hamilton, and yes, it was. What a play right there from Ty Hamilton, who has been having a great season as a Buckeye. But was that arm coming forward as they are taking this to a review? Was that arm coming forward? Oh, yeah. Come on. That's a turn. That's a turnover. If that arm's coming forward, then that is a turnover right there. I personally think that's coming forward. I mean, it's coming out of his body. And then his throwing arm goes right to his other hand. I think that's a fumble. If I'm being completely honest, that's a fumble right there. The arm has to come forward for it to be a fumble. I think it did. Like, you see the arm coming forward. Even if it's not a full throwing motion, it is still coming forward. It's still going ahead of his body. I think the call is going to stand right here. Here we go. And the call does indeed stand. 1st and 10, Ohio State, baby. Let's go. And Cade McNamara, you best believe he's frustrated about that. But, I mean, nothing you can do on your part when you got your offensive line looking really gassed out there. And when you have to deal with this pass rush, like, seriously. Like, when you got to deal with this pass rush, I mean, that's where it gets really hard for you. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes from the Iowa 27. As here we go. Here goes Henderson on the carry, and looks like he did, in fact, get the 1st down. So good carrier for Travion Henderson. Setting the Buckeyes up nicely. Here we go. Howard with the ball, taking the snap, handing it off to Henderson. Only get a gain of about 2 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Buckeyes. Here we go. The carry again by Henderson. Tries to find a burst. And we'll come up short on 2nd down here for the Buckeyes. So it'll be 3rd down short coming up here for the Buckeyes offense. Clock continues to wind down here. But Ohio State has had a phenomenal second half in this game against Iowa. They've had a phenomenal second half. And they're going to need this rushing attack against Oregon because that's going to be the key matchup to watch. As Howard hands it off again, it's going to be Henderson. Henderson will pick up another first down for the Buckeyes. First and goal with under 13 minutes remaining in the game. As we see Quinshon Judkins remaining on the sideline. On the ground today, Quinshon Judkins, 10 carries for 69 yards, averaging 6.9 yards per carry. And Travion Henderson with 9 carries for 56 yards, averaging 6.2 yards per carry. And that's not to mention the carry that Jeremiah Smith had on the jet sweep, and then the 9 carries for 27 yards that Will Howard had in this game alone. Howard with the handoff again, and that is going to be trouble for Ohio State as they only gained a yard with Henderson. It'll be second down and goal here for the Buckeyes. After the fresh set of downs. Overall today, Will Howard with 4 total touchdowns to 1 interception in terms of touchdown to interception ratio. Second down and goal for the Buckeyes from the Iowa 4. Howard, the handoff. No faking the handoff. Howard trying to get something. If he would have handed off to Judkins, that would have been a touchdown. Quinshon Judkins would have been right in there if they would have just kept it with Judkins. But now that Will Howard was the one carrying the football, it's another measly 1-yard gain. And it's now a third down and goal for the Buckeyes from the Iowa 3-yard line. Just moving the ball 1 yard at a time. Of course. Here we go. Third down and goal. Buckeyes looking to put this one in and go up 35-0. And a timeout will be called by Ohio State as the shot clock, or not the shot clock, the play clock was about to expire. I was thinking of the shot clock like I'm thinking of basketball. But the play clock was about to expire. Ohio State calls a timeout. With 11:04 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Ohio State looking to punch another touchdown in and go up hopefully 35-0 over the Iowa Hawkeyes. Man, still no box score available. Jeez. ESPN, y'all gotta fix your box score, man. Like, seriously. Y'all gotta fix your box score. Like, seriously, ESPN is making me use a different box score. Like, what are we doing here? I will say, this other box score that I pulled up is doing me pretty good right now. I will say that. But come on, man. Hand the ball off to Judkins or Henderson and put this in. Punch this in. Put Ohio State up 35-0, please. All the Hawkeyes really need to do, honestly, is get some help on offense. Like, they need help on offense, honestly. Because, like, sure, they had one good hat defensively against Ohio State. But Ohio State, if you know the Buckeyes, especially in a system that is run by Chip Kelly as the offense coordinator, he makes adjustments. He was already going into this season, he was already going to be one of if not the best offensive coordinator in all college football. You should know that you have to make adjustments whenever one of the top teams in the nation are struggling. Like, seriously, you should know that. Like, that's just common sense. It sure has been a movie, though, going back and forth. Like, seriously. I will say, though, you got Alabama struggling to Vanderbilt throughout the first half. 23-14 being the score. Score being 23-14. Jalen Milroe not even looking that great here for Alabama. And he's not even looking that great. The only reason they have 14 points on the board is because of their run game with Jam Miller. being the team's leading running back. Like, the receiving game has been absolutely non-existent. Like, Alabama is literally struggling right now. Here we go. What will Ohio State do here? On third down and goal, Howard taking the snap, firing down the left side. It is caught for the touchdown, and once again, it's Emeka Egbuka. Is that his third touchdown today for the hat trick? Oh my. Emeka Egbuka. Did he just put up the hat trick? Hold up. Timeout. Wait a second. I think that's the hat trick on the day for Emeka Egbuka. But I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the hat trick right there for Emeka Egbuka in terms of touchdowns today. Let's go, guys. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. After having a bad first half, 28 points in the second half for Ohio State. Let's go. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, guys, that is the hat trick on the day for Emeka Egbuka in terms of touchdowns. Got 3 touchdowns today, right? Yes, sir. Emeka Egbuka's got 3 out of 4 receiving touchdowns thrown by Will Howard. Will Howard, after that interception, has looked fantastic. 21 of 25 for 209 yards, 4 touchdowns, that interception, and a passer rating of 199. You heard that right, folks. 199 for a passer rating for Will Howard. Let's go. And this defense, you already know, they have been lights out today. Again, Ohio State playing next Saturday at Oregon, who are number 6 in the country. And then after that, they have the bye week before going to play Nebraska on October 26th, where they will play the former Ohio State commit before transferring to Georgia and then transferring to Nebraska in Dylan Raiola. Here we go. James Fielding set to kick it away here for Ohio State. And it's safe to say, after this drive here from the defense, Ohio State will probably go ahead and put the backups in after this. And Jaden Fielding with the kick, sending it to the end zone. This will be a touchback. And once again, the Iowa offense will be set to take the field. But Ohio State's defense overall as a whole has been absolutely lights out in shutting down both the run game and the receiving game, especially to a guy like Caleb Johnson in that running back. Who's been one of the better running backs in the country, if we're being completely honest, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Under 11 minutes to play. 10:58 remains. And they actually put in the backup quarterback at that. I do believe that's Brendan Sullivan in that quarterback. And yes, it is. So Cade McNamara's day is done, and Brendan Sullivan now takes the field. 2-yard carry to start the drive here for Iowa's offense under Brendan Sullivan now, who will get some playing time here in the final 11 or so minutes of this game. Second down and 8. Sullivan set to go. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff and runs with it. Brendan Sullivan going to run down the sideline, going to run out of bounds in Ohio State territory. And Brendan Sullivan trying to showcase how hard he has worked in the offseason for a moment like this. You see Cade McNamara again on the bench, finishing the day 14 of 20 for 98 yards and an interception. No touchdowns on the board for Iowa. With Brendan Sullivan under center, they will look to change that. As Sullivan takes a snap, fires it down the right side, it is caught again by the tight end, getting blocks, picking up that first down. And that will be Lakey again, picking up the first down here for Iowa. Lakey today, the tight end, with 5 receptions for 39 yards, averaging about 8 yards per reception on the day. First and 10 for the Hawkeyes from the Ohio State 30. And Ohio State trying to convince the officials that Iowa moved first before they did, and it will indeed be a false start. False start being called on Iowa, and it's going to be on the tight end, Luke Lakey. And just like that, Iowa's going to have to back it up 5 yards. First penalty today on Iowa being that false start. Brendan Sullivan, the handoff to Caleb Johnson, and he will carry it for a few yards here. Still second down and long coming up here for the Hawkeyes. Here we go. Brendan Sullivan faking the handoff. No, now runs with it. Running with it down the sideline and in for the touchdown. Goes the starting running back for the team. That is again Caleb Johnson. And Iowa finally is on the board. But of course, whoop-de-doo, what do you know? They got to get on the board in garbage time. What do you know, man? You're getting opportunities against the second string, for God's sake. They've pulled the starters by now. With 8:07 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Ohio State still maintains a 35-7 lead, but Iowa finally gets on the board here thanks to their running back, Caleb Johnson. And this is something that Iowa will have to monitor going into their next game to kind of work with the run game a little bit. Nothing special in terms of celebrations, just letting Caleb Johnson know good job on the play. And move on. It's now 35-7, still favoring Ohio State. But yeah, guys, Ohio State's still playing great all around. I mean, for crying out loud, Ohio State's defense gives up a touchdown in garbage time. Like, you're going up against the second string defense at this point. You're going up against the second string defense. And I get it, a touchdown's a touchdown, but still. Come on, man. This game, though, I will say for Ohio State's offense, this will definitely help out Will Howard's numbers. I mean, he needed these. I mean, outside of the interception that he had in that first half, Will Howard, beautiful. Beautiful for Will Howard. I mean, his day might be done. If we're being completely honest, his day might be done here for the Buckeyes. If his day is indeed finished, he will finish the day 21 of 25 for 209 yards, 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 rushing, as well as an interception with a rating of 199. Will Howard played fantastic today. Sure, a lot of short completions from Will Howard, but he really started to release the rock in the second half, really picked things up. I'm really happy with how Will Howard played in that second half. But when it comes to playing against Oregon, you got to play like that for 4 quarters straight. You can't just wait till the second half to just start slinging the rock around, let everybody get the rock, do this and that, and blah, 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 blah. You got to start from the beginning, man. I mean, that's going to be a gritty game against a tough Oregon team. Feel free to have Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson feast the rock. Feel free to have them run the rock for a good majority of the game. Like, feel free to do so. Like, that's going to be the key matchup to this game. And everybody can agree with me on this. Ohio State's rushing attack versus Oregon's run defense. Like, how do you stop a rushing attack of Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson? That's what Oregon's going to be wondering about next week. And in this second half, Will Howard has been great, delivering beautiful throws to Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Egbuka, especially Egbuka, who has the hat trick on the day off 9 receptions for 71 yards. But Jeremiah Smith, again, the team's leading receiver, really was not that productive in the first half. But the team made second half adjustments, and that's what I love about having Chip Kelly as this team's offensive coordinator. Sure, Ryan Day can get involved a little bit, but I'm telling you, man, this is all Chip Kelly. This is all Chip Kelly right here making adjustments on offense, and you got to love it. Here we go. Set to go. Will Howard's actually surprisingly still in this game. I don't know why he's still in the game right now. I mean, maybe this will be the final drive. More than likely, this will be the final drive here for all the starters, like every single starter, including Will Howard. I mean, they're just putting the second unit in realistically with Will Howard and that offensive line. So a good majority of the offensive starters for Ohio State's offense are done. Outside of like the offensive line and Will Howard, like everyone else is a backup. And Quinshon Judkins. It's Will Howard with the handoff to Judkins. Judkins looking for a burst. Going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down marker. Third down coming up here for Ohio State, and they will look to pick up the first down here. Continue to chew this clock. And again, this offensive line from Ohio State has been absolutely fantastic in doing their job and protecting Will Howard. They've done a phenomenal job today. Sure, would I like to see more in the run game? Yes, but again, can you blame Ohio State for playing up against Iowa, which is, again, one of the best defenses in the country? As Howard again with the handoff to Judkins. Judkins, did he make it there? They're going to say no. They're going to say he came up short. But what's Ohio State willing to do here on fourth down? They're going to send the special teams on. Will Howard's going to head to the sideline. That's probably all we're going to see from Will Howard in this one. Great job in the second half today by Will Howard. Great job. Stepped up big time in the second half. Second half, Will Howard was absolutely amazing. Inside 6 minutes remaining here on a 4th down and 1. McGuire to kick it away. This kick will go down inside the 25, and this is returnable here. They'll bring it up the field with number 21. That'd be the first big punt return today for the Hawkeyes. Here we go again. The Iowa Hawkeyes pretty much have their second unit on the field, and that was probably the last that we saw out of Will Howard for today's game before next week's matchup against Oregon. And Sullivan going to hand it off to the running back. I don't know if it is still Caleb Johnson or if they did change the running back. Looks like they did. They very well could have gone to Jazian Patterson for that 6-yard carry. 2nd down and 4 coming up here for the Hawkeyes offense. Number 28's in the game, the redshirt freshman Kamari Moulton in the game here for the Hawkeyes. Sullivan takes a snap, hands off to the running back, who is absolutely denied by this Ohio State defense again. Ohio State's defense just continuing to look fantastic. Remaining schedule for Iowa is against all unranked opponents as of today at this point. We will see if Washington can change that, if they can beat Michigan later on tonight. But under 4.5 minutes remain in the game. Sullivan takes a snap, looking, dancing, having to get away from the rush. Sullivan having to get rid of the football, does not get rid of the football, just keeps it, and Ohio State's defense will hold. We will see what looks to be the second unit. So we will more than likely see Devin Brown. If not Devin Brown, we will see Julian Sayin at the helm. But more than likely it'll be Devin Brown because of him being the veteran at the backup quarterback position. There has been talk, though, in saying that Julian Sayin should be the backup to Will Howard if he ever were to have to come in the game. But, I mean, I will say Devin Brown's definitely gotten better. But is it official backup quarterback worthy? Anybody between Julian Sayin and Devin Brown could both be the backup quarterback to Will Howard. Not much of a return right there from Brandon Innes off the punt. But the second unit for Ohio State will step onto the field. Caleb Johnson just down. Looks like he's in defeat, dude. All right, who's in that quarterback here? Let's go. I think it is Devin Brown. I'm pretty sure it's Devin Brown at quarterback. As he hands it off to the running back here, looks like this is James Peoples. He was trying to get a little bit of a burst here. Only gets a couple yards on the play. Who's in that quarterback? What the heck is in that quarterback right now? I can't tell who's in that quarterback right now for the Buckeyes. It is Devin Brown. So Devin Brown is officially in that quarterback. Looks like Devin Brown is the backup. maybe Ryan Day came out and said that Devin Brown is the official backup to the team. I don't know. He might have came out and said that. Here, Devin Brown with the ball, handing it off to James Peoples, who runs down the right side, picking up the first down. That's a great RB3 option. Great find right there to bring in that option right there in James Peoples to be this year's team's RB3. Seriously, that was a great pickup in finding James Peoples to be a true freshman on this team. And he'll get a real shot next year. Because Henderson, I do believe, is a senior this year. I think Judkins is a junior, but he'll probably head off to the draft. So James Peoples might be this team's RB1 next year. He's the guy that this team is going to be counting on to be the team's RB1. Like, seriously. They're going to be counting on James Peoples to be the team's RB1 next year. But we have officially reached the 2-minute warning. Looks like Ohio State is going to come away with the win. 35-7 is what they lead. And with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, this has been pretty much all Ohio State. I love it. And just like that, dude, in terms of the Phillies update on the Phillies game, of course, what do you know? Whoop-de-doo-dah, the Mets take the lead. What do you know? Mainly came off of Jeff Hoffman. Man, that hurts. After a phenomenal day from Zach Wheeler. Come on, Phillies. Pick it up. Let's go. The problem for the Phillies is that literally when I say this, hold up. Is this actually true? The problem is, though, like, with this game, nobody else has gotten a hit outside of Kyle Schwarber. Like, Schwarber is putting the team on his back. Kyle Schwarber is putting his team on his back right now. Like, this is ridiculous. Sure, you got 2 walks by Bryce Harper, 1 walk by Bryson Stott, and 1 walk by Johan Rojas, but they're not hits. They're not hits. Nobody's hitting the freaking baseball for the Phillies. No wonder why. Like, come on, man. Oh my goodness. Great. The Mets lead at 3-1. Lovely. All 3 runs were given up by Jeff Hoffman. Rough day for Jeff Hoffman today, man. I mean, you know you're going to be a part of the rotation. That means step up to the plate. Come on now. Bullpen just didn't come through. Nobody outside of Kyle Schwarber came to play. Like, realistically speaking. All right, 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of this Ohio State game. Ohio State with barely over 400 yards of total offense, 209 passing, 193 rushing. But yeah, it looks like Ohio State is definitely getting the win in this one. Where's Asia? Miss her? Who knows, MC? I mean, she might be having some stuff go on, which, you know what, is perfectly fine. As the carry here from what looks to be James Peoples just goes right back to the line of scrimmage. How did they not pull Jeff Hoffman earlier on? Like, seriously. Between Jeff Hoffman and every batter outside of Kyle Schwarber, they should all be ashamed of themselves. Come on. Like, Zach Wheeler had a fantastic day for the Phillies. And what do y'all do? Y'all let him down. Y'all are letting him down right now. What do you know? Whoop-de-doo. Devin Brown, the handoff. No, keeps it. Devin Brown still running. Slides. First down. That's pretty much the ball game. Devin Brown with the winning carry to officially seal the deal. Couple QB kneels here, probably one, maybe two. But that is officially the ball game. Devin Brown. Looks like Devin Brown is going to be QB2. I mean, they're not giving the freshman Julian Sayin, they're not giving him a chance, man. And here we go. QB kneel victory formation, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Ohio State will get the victory over the Iowa Hawkeyes by a final score of 35-7. Just like they beat Michigan State 38-7 last week, Ohio State puts up over 30 points on the on their opponent in this one. Shout out to the Buckeyes for getting the job done. Let's go. Will Howard, after that rough start in the game, played his butt off, spreading the ball around. You know what I mean? He spread the ball around. Didn't go so much for the short completions. Wanted to spread the ball around. Wanted to go with some intermediate and some deep passes. That's what Will Howard's got to do, he's especially got to do that for 4 quarters next week when the Buckeyes play the Ducks next week. They got to go to Oregon, just so you know. Oregon's going to be hosting that game. Buckeyes, let's go. Yes, sir. You already know. Let's get it. Man, what a rough day for... Come on. Like, Zach Wheeler just had a beautiful performance for the Phillies, and then you got to let him down like that? Like, come on, man. You're letting him down right now. Like, this bullpen, man. Like, seriously. I'm going to definitely toss on the Phillies game after I'm done here. See if they can pull it out. Like, combined in this game from the bullpen between Jeff Hoffman and Matt Strom, a third of an inning, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and 1 walk, as well as no strikeouts. That's ridiculous. Those are 2 of your best guys in the bullpen, too. Like, seriously. Those are 2 of your best guys in the bullpen, too. Like, no joke. Those might be the 2 best guys in your bullpen, if we're being completely honest. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. Those might be the 2 best guys in your bullpen. Well, on that note, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and go over the final stats here from this one, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here for the rest of the day. Starting it off on the Iowa Hawkeyes side, individual stats here. Cade McNamara, like we said, finished the day going 14 of 20 for 98 yards with the interception and a passer rating of 101.2. Brendan Sullivan came in later on in this game, finished 1 of 1 for 12 yards with a passer rating of 200.8. Even though he only came in for just a couple drives and towards the end of the game played some garbage time. It is what it is. Over to the running game here for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Caleb Johnson leading the charge here in the run game, finishing the day with 15 carries for 86 yards, averaging 5.7 yards per carry, as well as a rushing touchdown. Brendan Sullivan follows it up with 2 carries for 27 yards. Jazian Patterson also following it up on top of that. Or not Patterson. Kamari Moulton, the redshirt freshman at that, following it up with 2 carries for 6 yards. Now, Jazian Patterson following it up with 4 carries for 6 yards. And then Cade McNamara also adding 3 carries for -7 yards on the ground. As for the receiving game here, sorry about that, guys. But as for the receiving game here, Luke Lakey led the receiving game in this one with 5 receptions for 39 yards, averaging 7.8 yards per reception. Then the freshman receiver Reese Vander Zee finishing the day with 3 receptions for 29 yards. Also following it up was Jacob Gill, finishing the day with 3 receptions for 24 yards. I'm trying to find these other dudes up in here. Then Jay Bowie here, finishes the day with a reception for 10 yards. Caleb Johnson also added 2 receptions for 5 yards in the receiving game. And then, I found the name. Jarriett Blue, I should say. Not Jay Blue, Jarriett Blue. And then Patterson again, the third string running back, also adding a reception for 3 yards to his stat sheet. In terms of fumbles in this game, Cade McNamara with 2 fumbles, and both of them were lost and recovered by the Ohio State defense. We are not going to look over the defense because they will not show every single player on the defensive side of the ball. Hawkeye special teams. As for the special teams here of the Iowa Hawkeyes, kick returns here for Iowa, if I can do this right. Caden Wetjen with a return for 19 yards. For kick returns, same thing on punt returns for Wetjen, a return for 15 yards. Drew Stevens, in terms of the kicking, finishes 0 for 1, but with 1 extra point. And then Reese Dakin. For Iowa finishes the day with 5 punts for 219 yards, averaging 43.8 yards per punt. And that is how the individual stats end for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now over to the Ohio State Buckeyes side now, as Will Howard finishes the day in the pass game, 21 of 25 for 209 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception, as well as a passer rating of 199. Quinshon Judkins with 13 carries for 78 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry. Travion Henderson with 11 carries for 61 yards, averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Will Howard adding 10 carries for 28 yards and a touchdown as well, averaging 2.8 yards per carry. Jeremiah Smith with a carry for 14 yards. James Peoples with 3 carries for 12 yards, averaging 4 yards per carry. And then Devin Brown with 2 carries for 10 yards, averaging 5 yards per carry. Now over to the receiving game now. Jeremiah Smith, after a slow start to this game, really came on and woke up in the second half. Ohio State did not have a receiver exceed 100 yards receiving, but Jeremiah Smith was the team's leading receiver after Emeka Egbuka had his time in the first half. But Jeremiah Smith finished the day with 4 receptions for 89 yards, averaging 22.3 yards per reception and a touchdown. Emeka Egbuka following it up with 9 receptions for 71 yards, averaging 7.9 yards per reception, and 3 touchdowns on the day for Emeka Egbuka. So he had the hat trick in this one. Brandon Inniss with 3 receptions for 29 yards, averaging 9.7 yards per reception. Will Merrick with a reception for 12 yards. Bryson Rogers with a reception for 8 yards. Travion Henderson with 2 receptions for 2 yards, averaging 1 yard per reception. And then Quinshon Judkins with a reception for -2 yards. Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith each had a fumble in this game. Will Howard picked up the fumble that was on him, and Jeremiah Smith lost the fumble that was on his part. As for the Buckeye special teams, Brandon Inniss with a return for 14 yards on the kick returns. As for punt returns, Brandon Inniss also with a return for 3 yards making the punt returns. Jaden Fielden did not get a shot at a field goal today, but finished with 5 extra points and 5 points overall. And then Joe McGuire with 2 punts for 77 yards, averaging 38.5 yards per punt in this one. Now moving over to the team stats here in this one. If the team stats could ever load in today. Come on, I just need the team stats. Or can we get them? Hold up. Wait a minute. Game view? What does this do? Well, guys, we might not actually be able to get the team stats, actually. Like, seriously. Ever since ESPN shut down their box score on us. Well, yeah, guys, it's not looking good in terms of getting the team stats up. So we're probably going to go ahead and end it there on the stats. I mean, it's not my problem that you don't have the team stats up. Got to blame it on ESPN. The other box score that I found didn't have it. But yeah, great victory at the end of the day for the Ohio State Buckeyes, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we could not get the team stats like we always put up on the channel, but Ohio State again coming away with the victory here, 35-7. We shall see what happens with the rest of these games today. Alabama is important, like key matchups here. Like seriously, like key matchups for the week. Vanderbilt is still leading Alabama right now with a score of 30-21 on the SEC network. So that is going to be key if Alabama loses, because then Ohio State might very well jump them. And I mean, Texas was on a bye, so like if Alabama were to somehow lose to Vandy, then Ohio State would take the top spot, I think. Unless Texas plays today. Does Texas play today or no? It doesn't look like Texas plays today. I think Texas might be on a bye week. At least I don't think that Texas plays today. I'll check the standings real quick. Check the... Were they at SEC? I think they're SEC. I think. Yes, there they are. Are they on a bye week this week? Like, I'm just curious. Yes, they are on a bye week this week, so Texas will not play. So if Alabama loses to Vandy, that'd be Vanderbilt in this case. If Alabama were to lose to Vanderbilt, then Ohio State would more than likely get the top spot in all of college football and grab themselves the number one ranked spot in the country. So this is a great opportunity for Ohio State to get back up to number one where they belong. This is a great opportunity for them to do it. That is if Alabama loses to Vandy, though. You got to keep that in mind. That's if they lose to Vandy. If they lose to Vandy, then Ohio State should be ranked number one, going up against one of the best defenses in the country. After starting out rough and then putting up 35 points, they should hopefully be back up there, assuming Alabama does end up losing this game. I mean, we shall see when it's all said and done what happens there. 30-21 is your score as the Vanderbilt Commodores lead the Alabama Crimson Tide with a minute and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. So we shall see what happens with that game. But that's pretty much all I got, ladies and gents. Ohio State again gets the win over the Iowa Hawkeyes, 35-7. We'll once again get the win here. And we'll move to 5-0 on the season and now 2-0 in the Big Ten for their conference record. So definitely helping out Ohio State desperately by winning this game against one of the best defenses in the country. This game definitely helps them out 100%. But on that note, ladies and gents, that's pretty much going to go ahead and do it for me here in this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you guys have not done so, ladies and gents. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out. The Buckeyes win. Let's go. Peace, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. God bless and peace.